I'm sorry. Why are there 187 people watching this stream right now? What's even going on? What is even going on? There's absolutely no way that you guys are excited for whatever this zombie stuff is. That's because I'm not like doing it yet, James. Now I am. Let's transition to the whatever we call it. Hi, how you doing? I'm Walcom's 57s. Welcomes to the Saturday Night Streams thing, the live show that we do every Saturday night, starting at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. How's everybody doing this weekend? It's 1 in the morning where you are, Gampug? Well, start taking some energy drink. Do you play Stalker, asked Vincent? I have played a little bit of the first one. Shut it off because the view bob was really bad. Austin Christmas already starting with $5 super chat. Have money. I will gladly take it, Austin. Thank you. Good, just did my first mod. Well, congratulations, Bone Guy. Face reveal, says PMAC. No, seriously, why is there 218 people here? Not that I don't love you all. Thank you very much for joining us. You should hit that like button, just saying. But man, that's a lot of people for what is not a lot of blaster that we're going to talk about. Hey, Buff Daddy! Now actually officially Blaster Hub. Does Hasbro have have to make a real zombies as a prerequisite for things to qualify as good? Yeah, Hasbro, you gotta make the zombies to sell us the zombie blasters. Like, isn't that the best? Like, every household in the world would need to have a zombie blaster to stop the zombie invasion. Fallon, what is your opinion on the Portal series? It is a video game. Oh, I saw the thumb and died inside, says Amy does art. Man, yeah, let's talk about some Hasbro shenanigans, shall we? T-Virus equal Nerf cells, says Matthew. Oh. Yeah, so as of, this was sent to me by bots sometime early this morning while I was trying to catch a few hours of sleep, because here's the problem with me, right? So, I got this. I also got this, which is the same thing with the stock, but I got this, right? This blaster is so good. I literally was laying in bed restless last night because I love it so much. This is a blaster that I have wanted for so long. And it's like not even that super special, but it is the Jingje? The Awaken is what it's called. And it is in fact a break action breech loading pistol. And it is very, very good. Allow me to demonstrate with what I think will be an invisible dart because of the green screen. Let's find out. Wah! Ah, it's like an energy dart. We just take the dart. So normally this takes shells, but I put the shell deletion in it. So now, and then, I love this blaster. I don't care what you say. I know there are going to be people like, well, God, that's garbage. It's only a single shot. It's the best blaster ever made ever. I love this thing. This is the only blaster I will need for the end of time. It is everything I have ever wanted in a foam flinger. You see, look at that B car. Look at that tiny little B car. This is made by Shanye, and it's the best. For the shell ejection people out there, we got this one. Got the stock on it. Little artillery single shot, but takes Kieran shells. I'll have this video out like Wednesday. I have fired it hundreds of times. Put the dart in the thing, put the thing in the blaster, flip it closed. You probably hear that shot. Yeah, so these are so good they keep me up at night. That's how much of a child I am. That's how excited. Like, legitimately, like, this is the kind of thing I've needed for so long, because I just needed something that just, I love Nerf. FPS, these hit about 150 right now, but I haven't tried any kind of spring upgrades or anything on them. Copper Al, I want it. Preliminarily, you can pick one up at, I'll just post it, let me Phantom before I've even done it. Just make sure you tell him Walcom sent you, eh? I'll post a link to it. You guys will see this price and you'll probably think I'm crazy. It's actually not that bad in my opinion. Is it $120 plus shipping for a single shot? Yes. Is it the best blaster ever? Yes. You can't convince me otherwise. But yeah, it's like if you have like a rival pilot or something like that, it's kind of similar. But how rare is it to actually get a blaster that primes on the break, right? Like how rare is that to get in this hobby? And yes, I did. I hate to say this because shell ejection, like I should be, but it's so much better without the shell part. It's so much better. Perfectly weighted. It's perfect. The only thing is like, yeah, could it hit a little bit harder? I'd like another one that hits like 230, but I could also play around with some springs and stuff like that. Look at that. Look at that. Even look at the sights. Ah, oh, even though they're crazy because of the, I'm sorry. I can't gush about this enough. I have not, it literally is keeping me awake at night. I have not put it down. This is my everything. This is all I need. I will pay money to get a custom made leather holster for it. Oh, it's so good. Do they sell the files? No. As far as I know, Rattler, it does not. Rattier. I'll get a whole full video and everything up next week for sure. But I have to start with something good because we're going to immediately go to something freaking horrible. Ugh. Looks like a Destiny exotic. It looks like the last word. It even has like, the colors are inverted, but it even has the way the top strap flows down. It looks like the last word. So, Hasbro, like I said, bots sent me this blaster earlier today, but Hasbro has started another, so this would be the third video, and you'll see my review of the other two. This one's not out yet, but I assume we'll see it within the next month or two, I would assume. We have another freaking NERF Zombie blaster, and NERF Zombie is not looking good at all. But let us bast? There we go. That's a word. Let's bast in the glory. Baste. We can, I don't know. Dude, I've had like 3 hours of sleep. This is gonna be a great stream. Where is it? Oh, it's a media file. I need an image file. Hold on. No, we need the little rat pointer. Rat pointer is important. Let's try this one. Let us talk about how disappointing it is to see this blaster. I should be able to put this... God, I can make me smaller. Let's make me smaller. Let's make my Walcom shrink. And let's put the Walcom on, or let's put that image behind the chat. It'll be super cool. There we go. There we go. So, we have now confirmation of what I will assume we'll probably see on Amazon within the next couple of weeks. Lincoln with a $5 super chat. If every zombie strike blaster was a real weapon, which one would you use for the real zombie apocalypse? Things get a lot different, Lincoln, when you're actually fighting for your life, because I love the Sledgefire, but I know the Sledgefire probably isn't the greatest zombie-destroying implement. Nailbiter? Nailbiter, probably. Nailbiter's been pretty good to me. So, we have this beautiful thing. This is the NERF Zombie, it's not Zombie Strike, the NERF Zombie Corruptor. And when I first saw this image, maybe you can't even pick up on this, I'm not sure. I thought it was a Strife. And I think I saw the price was 25 bucks, so I was like, well, that's pretty good for a $25 Strife. But the first thing I noticed is there's absolutely no rev trigger, so it can't be a Strife. And also $25 is pretty cheap for a flywheel blaster. And this is another one of those, wild guess, I'm gonna assume this is gonna be a bolt on the right-hand side only, because Hasbro, Retaliator clone. Because you can see a bolt on the side of it. Let's see if we can, no, I said Alt. Press Alt, there we go. Where do we begin with this one? So yeah, you can see the bolt on the side. No confirmation if that stock is removable or not. It's kind of hard to tell. Okay, let's start with some of the good, because there is some good. It's a BASR reshell, 100% so Smith 0. Ugh, maybe. You might be completely right on that one. That is a very short prime, by the way. My mom didn't like how hard my Nerf gun shot, so she gave me an automatic atomic power popper. Aw, William, I'm sorry. Happy Saturday from Spokane, Washington. Hey, you're just across the Cascades from me, Crowdcat. Thank you very much for the $5 super chat. And John Walsh, I'm sorry, Welsh, I did not see your super chat, but thank you very much for the $2 super chat, John Walsh. I need to fix the notification because it's not loud enough. So, I want to say that we need our pointy rat. Come here, little pointy rat. I want to say that this, first of all, it's got the same kind of detailing that they're doing on all the new NERF Zombie, which is like a hydro dip screen printing process. This actually looks really good. So if these are molded tubes with that kind of paint and stuff on them, I think that looks really good. You got like the copper right there. You've got the pipes going around like that. That looks really good, Hasbro. Honestly, this all looks good up here. I think the front of this blaster looks fine. It looks like we got a probably tactical rail right there. Like, that's not bad, right? Can we agree that this front looks good? Some of the best Hasbro has done in quite some time. Right? Smith says he really likes the shell. Lucas says it reminds you of the Revoltiner. I can see that. Vesic says yes, it does. Fireplace says yes. A person says the 3D design looks good. Kitsune says the barrel is good. Zetatron says, yeah, that looks good. See, we can be fair. We can be fair to Hasbro. That looks good. We moved back. Let's ignore this for now. This makes me sad. I kind of like this like container looking thing up at the top of it. Honestly, the design, the more I like try to sit here and appreciate it, it looks pretty good. I'm sure it's going to be garbage in real life. I like that. We got a tactical rail up there. That looks pretty good. Thank you, Pointer Rat. We're appreciating you right now. Honestly, looks pretty good. This all looks pretty comfortable. Like so far the places we've looked at. Dizzy Dragon says, I wish the gauge thing. Yeah, let's talk about that. So there's like a false, I don't see an orange button, so I'm assuming this is not detachable. It also on the box is already connected to the blaster. But we've got like a power, like a pneumatic gauge or something on the side of it. Not bad. Obviously way too short to be an actual stock for any kind of use. We got some weird looking dart storage. I mean, most of this blaster looks great. If this was a $30 Strife shell, I'd be fine. I'd actually really like it for that price. Going down here, this is where things kind of start falling apart for me. I think this looks good. The front end looks really good. Like, good enough that, I mean, you would probably try to turn this into a Strife, huh? This looks good. I really like this front end. I like this part. The stock area, it's too short, but it looks kind of cool. We get to the grip, and this is actually a problem with like every single one of these blasters. I feel like the grips, because this is all just green plastic, right? This gray plastic is probably actual plastic, but the green plastic, and then they just go over it with like some kind of sticker. It doesn't look good. This looks awful to me. It doesn't look like uncomfortable. In fact, it looks like it could be comfortable. It's just the fact that it's so green. There's no good color separation here. You know what I'm saying? Fly with the World Cage, anyone's this classic for real? Yep. Greetings from Newport Richey, Florida. Recently received my Stampede ECS 50 from the Icon series and saw that you were live. Well, I hope you enjoy your Stampede, and thank you very much for joining us. Make sure you hit that like button. This is where things start falling apart for me. I don't, like, you know what I'm talking about? Am I going crazy when I think, like, the grip and stuff? Like, the way that the grip plastic melds, and I'm pointing on my screen like you guys can frickin' see it. That's why we have the Pointer Rat. It just doesn't look good if it's not actual color separation. All of the blasters do this. So if I get myself NERF Zombie Driller, the Driller has the same problem, and I hates it. I hates it a lot. Can we get a good picture? Why is I hate the sale pictures where it's like Sorry, I should have done all this beforehand. Let's try to save this as a PNG. Can we do that? Add. Hold on. Doing it live. We got this. Nope, we need the pointer rat. Let's add a new image. Add source. Add new source. Browse. Where is the driller? There it is. Oh, good. That's like a freaking 240p image. Awesome. The effect is still there. You see how like that grip is still green. They just have a thing over it. You see how that, like, it doesn't look right. Even though they tried, for some reason, it just doesn't look right. And I get the same vibe, if not worse, from the new one. You see how the grip is like, it's obviously they started with just green plastic, and then they just painted over it. But not with, like, nice thick paint. It's just like, it doesn't look right. Am I the only one that feels like that? Like, let me know. I might be going crazy. Is the rat too small? We'll make the rat bigger. There we go. Now the pointer rat is huge. And also the thing stopped animating. Why did the thing stop animating? There we go. It looks like a battle pass skin, says Hyperwing. Now the rat's too big. Okay, we'll make the rat. There we go. That's like perfect size ratto, right? Toxic, you think that looks okay? I can tell by looking at this that it is one piece of green plastic that they decided to stencil over with some paint. And it, for some reason, it doesn't look good. It's like green primer and then sticker bomb garbage. All right, Galaxy, Zetaton, you got it. Big rat. We'll go with that size ratto from now on. So, like, when I look at the Corruptor, I see the same problem where it's like, it's not quite there. I'm trying to, like, there we go, center that. It's all one piece. It's all one piece of plastic. And it really does not look good to me. So let's move over to the biggest glaring problem besides the grip. And yeah, I agree, Mr. Woozy. It's like, it's visually messy. There is obviously a bullet. And that's the thing. It's like halfway inside the breech. If you can see that, it goes up to about halfway where the magazine is. It's obviously going to be like a BASRL. Probably has slam fire, but it's going to be maybe a bolt on both sides if you're lucky. I'm knowing Hasbro, it's only going to be on the right-hand side. Yes, Kitsune. That's exactly how I would describe it. Is that, like, it's almost there. Like, they are trying to fix the lack of actual detail and sculpting with this dirty noise that you get from just randomly applying decals to it. Like, where they did good is up at the front where this is all molded in. That looks amazing, right? That looks fantastic right there. This all in the middle looks terrible. And it really does feel like, yeah, I agree, a person. The extra random details they're trying to add just look bad. They don't look right. It just looks busy and garbage. And who knows how much of this is actual detail in the mold. This could all, like, even these little, like, ribbed things right here could just be them painting it instead of making an actual molded detail. I like the stock. I even like the little idea of the dart storage right there. But the problem with the dart storage of the magazine is it just never works, in my opinion. If that is actually dart storage, which it looks to be, it just doesn't look right. And I'm not sure, like, if they could just have this an actual open breech, but they wouldn't do that because kids could hurt their fingers or something. Is there a blaster that has an open breech you could easily load from the breech, but then also take a magazine from, like maybe one of the Buzzbee, like the snipe? Can you do that with the snipe? 6 darts for an 18-round mag. Is that an 18-round mag? God, it's trying to click on actual pictures. It says 22 darts. It does look like an 18-rounder, But then it comes with 22. Like, we can increase our thing here. We can see the actual box here, although it's not in a high enough resolution that I can read what the picture actually says. It looks like an 18 round mag. Maybe a 22 round mag. It's possible, but Hasbro's never done a mag larger than 18. And I think, like I said, bots, correct me if I'm wrong, this is a $25 blaster. So this thing at the top actually looks like it might be translucent plastic. I wonder if you can see what I'm talking about. It looks like that might be translucent plastic that they've also detailed on. Bad box, the stock and the barrel look good though. I agree, Galaxy. I agree. You are correct. Thank you. So this is a $25 blaster, allegedly. Could it be a jam door? I don't think so. The more I look at this, the more I'm looking at this blaster, I can see these two pieces and this piece right here. That's all transparent plastic, which means you can look inside the blaster. I wish we had more. I wish we could see the back of the box. The priming handle looks like the Fortnite BSR. Yeah, I agree, Karina. Because it's obviously not in the blaster in the pack, so it's going to be somewhere floating around down here. Bolt on one side, jam door on the other. That might be how it works, Toxic. That would be really bad design. But yeah, the more... I'm pretty sure this is transparent plastic. And then you've got this is all... Again, if they painted it like that, that's really nice. That looks good. Rail. It still doesn't look like a stock attachment point. It looks like it's an actual stock. And then what maybe is an 18 round mag, but the thing is it comes with 22 darts and one mag. And like that's really weird. That is actually weird. I'm not sure what to think about that because it looks like an 18 rounder. But 22 darts for an 18 round mag. That doesn't even mesh up with like the dart holders because it looks like there's 6 dart holders in the back. And the mag doesn't have the weird nub. You're kind of right. Well, if it's 18 round mag, it would need 6 darts for the back, but that's 24. I mean, math's not my strong point, but I'm pretty sure I'm right on that. Walcom 18 plus 6 equals 20. No, right? I'm not that stupid. I mean, I'm pretty dumb, but no, I'm right. It could, like, they haven't done a 16 round mag. If it was, there's definitely 6 storage slots back here. So if that was a 16 round mag. But Hasbro does 6, 10, 12, 18, right? I never said 18 plus 6 was 22. Who is accusing me of having that level of math? I never said that, did I? I might have to hit the energy drink a little bit harder. Will it have an end strike barrel lug, though? Excellent question. And the answer to that is no. It does not. So, I guess here's where I'm at with this. Because, like, $25 for a Retaliator of this quality, I don't feel like that price point is obscene. For what we're getting here, I actually think $25 is okay. I know we're dealing with Hasbro, and that's always scary, but I really do feel like $25 for this is okay. A lot of people got on my back because I said the $35 rival Challenger was a decent price. I still think it is. But then people are like, well, Dart Zone can make a flywheel blaster full auto for $30. Yeah, but the monolith wasn't very good. So, Is $25 a fair price for this? We'll get to the real question of the day here soon, but is $25 fair? It probably has Slamfire Radiverse. To be honest, it probably does. Mythic says no. Tundran says yep. Toxic says yes. Scheme says yes. Eli Colo says yes. Dragonborn says I mean, that's fair. William says yeah. Cublock says yes. Lucas says yes. Zataton says yeah. Hyperwing says no. Dorian says $25 is fair. Dart holder doesn't do anything for you when it's mag fed. I agree, homeboy. That's why I kind of wish that it had an open breech that you could sideload and magazine fed. But I'm guessing they didn't do that so kids can't like put their finger in there and get hurt or something. I mean, is it a new design? No. And I think that's the biggest problem. It's like we're just so tired of the same blaster over and over and over again. But at the same time, I don't feel like $25 is that bad. How much was the Echo? Right? Was that a 30 or 40? It had to be like 30, right? Echo CS12. CS10. It's $25 right now. And it was a $30 blaster. 40 at release. I know, I think the turbine was 40. I think 20. I do wish this was a Strife. I'm going to say that up front. I actually do wish this was a Strife. Because when I initially saw, when bots sent me the picture and I saw it on my phone when I was like half asleep, I was like, $25 for a Strife that looks like that? I can mess with that. But then I saw it was basically going to be like a Retaliator clone or a BASRL. For those of you, let me get a picture of it so you know what we're talking about. This is a blaster. Honestly, it wasn't the first, but there's been so many reshells of this blaster. This one. He's trying to stall for time as he scrolls through. There it is. We're talking, when we talk about the BRSRL, we're talking about this. So you can see how these are, oh, it's the same blaster. You literally can see it now. It's the exact same blaster. Okay. But if I remember correctly, the BASRL was a $40 blaster when it came out. Right? I'm almost certain that was a $40 blaster when it came out. Yes, it was. So, yeah, if you look at them side by side, they're the same frickin' thing, which is somewhat disappointing. Even though I think this is an okay blaster, to be honest. I honestly kind of liked this one. So Pizza says, so now we can get cheap garbage instead of expensive garbage. Vesic says the resemblance is uncanny. Yeah, I can see that. Enfel says the Payday Gang. I'm not sure what that's about. Dorian says the BRSRL was super overpriced in my opinion. I can kind of agree with that. JKL10, to be honest, the Double Punch was the only good Nerf blaster to come out recently. I mean, I would say that the Double Punch was great. Things like the Challenger, the Pilot, I think those are fine. Einhander says that they increased the FPS to at least 590. I agree, Einhander. I really do. I think they could definitely do with adding a little bit more performance. Galaxy says, no, it's not worth $25 because it's a reskin. The box sucks, and the primer is not going up to par. The springs Hasbro uses might be good for modding, but it's a cash grab. And then Spider Boy says, hamster beef. Huh. Well, obviously is exactly like the BASRL. There's no debate. $25. Okay. I think $25 is a fair price. Do I think you have to go out and get it? No. But let's do Hasbro's research for them. All right, let's start an official poll. As you know, these are this information is marketing research for Hasbro. I do this for free because I'm a loser, and I do this because I want to see Nerf stop sucking. So, would you spend the $25 on the Corruptor? And I'd like to see some arguments down below. If you have an argument, post in the chat. This is a live stream. I don't know if you know this. There's 270 of you are watching this video right now. And if you truly love me and want to support the channel, and I mean this wholeheartedly because I think this is the last week I can do this, if you care, do me a favor, click this link, download that video game. It helps the channel more than you could ever imagine. I'd really appreciate it. I posted it in the chat. It is, of course, the link from my Zombie Strike video that I worked so very, very hard on. There's 270 of you. If every single person, actually no, if half the people watching this live stream just gave that game a download, you'd max out the thing and make me very, very, very appreciative. So if you like my content and want a way to support it without super chats or something, please click that link, download the game, give it a shot. It's actually pretty good. I played it quite a bit. Slothy Coffee, are you drinking Liquid Death? No, I am drinking something I got from Grocery Outlet called 3D. It's like 200 milligrams of caffeine because I did not sleep. 25 for a functional Mad Fed Springer Spring's reasonable. It's like it's mid, but it'll work. I can see that still. That's a fair take. DXK23. It's all right for the price. Might not be as good as the Villainator, but fair for what garbage Hasbro makes. To be clear, that is mag fed. Like, that's not bad compared to the Villainator. The Snaz Master. It could be free, and I wouldn't want it. Too much plastic to fill up my dorm. Yeah, when space is a premium, I can understand that. Matthew says, I don't like the general aesthetic of NERF Zombie. So, yeah, that's also fair. Dorian says, I would have bought it if it still had full-length blasters. Nowadays, there isn't much incentive. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to use short darts for HVZ, but, I mean, for the kids... I guess, again, the problem is, like, even if it's for kids, if you have to use that argument that's like, oh, it's for kids, Walcom, it's for kids. It's still the same thing. Like, we've already established, it's literally the exact same blaster as the BASRL. Right? It's the same blaster. You can see that. Like, the position of the trigger, the bolt, and the mag. It's the same blaster. So it's like, here we are, once again, getting another version of a blaster the kids probably already have. As long as it has screws in it, it's fair. Well, they never show us that side of the blaster. Wait, Walcom, how many 3D plungers do you have? I used to have 6. I'm down to like 3. I only use the 1. It's technically the first Zombie Strike pump action Springer. I mean, yeah. I just realized, like, how hard would it be to make that pump action? Probably not that hard, but the barrel isn't long enough, I don't think. Toxic Adam, this is my hot take, but I think the aesthetic is cool. It has a decent punk look to it. I just don't like the fake torn sticker. Okay, fair enough. Yeah. Wait, it has a big magazine. We're thinking that's an 18-round mag. Do you still have the Moab? Yes, I do, although it's currently inoperable. It fell off a table. I've been meaning to ask Gatlin Tommy for the files to fix it, but I also think he'll be very upset when he finds out that I hit the ground and broke a good portion of the blaster that'll take me probably hours to fix even after printing the part. David says, looks too much like a painter's table. That is an adequate description, David. We got 164 votes, and most people are not feeling the Corruptor. I'm sorry, Hasbro. I don't feel like the Corruptor here is actually singing praises of your NERF Zombie. It's really frustrating that NERF Zombie is on this pathway. I'll have my video out. I'm thinking I'm aiming for probably Friday for the NERF Zombie stuff. I wanted to give you guys a break on the Zombie Strike stuff. But, hey, J-Ro, nice, thanks for joining us. The NERF Zombie stuff just kind of is... Okay, let's get the... What's the bat called? NERF Zombie. I'll just... Because, remember, this is not Zombie Strike. This is just NERF Zombie. Can I not... I'm like typing in NERF Zombie, and I've been to the NERF Zombie, the NERF Wiki Zombie Strike so much that it keeps just taking me to the Zombie Strike page. NERF Zombie. What's the bat called? This Strikeout. So I'm going to give you some spoilers for my video because these things are awful. But we've got the what's this thing called? The driller. This is a very awkwardly bad hammer shot clone. There's no reason to pick this up. We've got the corruptor. I'm going to put my rat back where it belongs, where it vibes. Oh, come on, Streamlabs. We got the corruptor. And then we have, as I add another image source, media file, no, image, add, new source, and let's put the strikeout on here. And here's the strikeout. Also, absolutely awful. So I think the driller is 22, 24. It's not even a 6-shot reset. I guess it is a 6-shot. I thought it was a 5-shot. It's hard to even remember. It blends together. The problem with the strikeout is I think that's a $20. It's a $15 blaster according to Entertainment Earth. That is a 2-shot jolt. The saw blade is foam, but the bat body itself is hard plastic. And the problem with that is obviously you can't use it as a melee weapon. So it is entirely pointless. $15 for a 2-shot isn't the most offensive thing ever. And I mean, I'm trying to find the good here, everyone. This is not great. It works, is what I would say. It's like this big. It's short. It's stupid. It would have been better. Like even the foam, like melee weapons that we got with Zombie Strike from Perpetual Play, those were a better option than this. Oh, I'm so sorry, Homely. Thank you very much. $5 super tip. Remember to use WalcomS7.com to donate. Walcom gets more money faster. This is true. YouTube won't take 30% of your super chat if you use the WalcomS7.com. And Uriel X with a $5 super chat. I like the shell and I've always liked Zombie Strike, but the skins for these blasters are absolutely hideous. The shell is too detailed to make sanding viable. Of the 260 people watching this, how much you want to bet somebody from Hasbro's leaking in? And it's like they can't do anything about it because they probably made these blasters like 2 years ago. And they're just leftovers from when they were, you know, making the cheapest possible blasters they could. But, like, we can give some feedback. Obviously, we're not kids, but I guess my problem with the theory is like, oh, it's for kids, Walcom. Like, kids know garbage. And, like, I give the strikeout kind of a pass because it is different. It's a bat-shaped jolt. You know? Liam says $15 for a freaking bat. But honestly, it works different than a lot of other blasters. So I give it slightly more of a, if it was $10, I think it'd be fine. And it is different material, but yeah, I think Classic just said it. Classic for Real says, this is what boomers think kids like. Honestly, the bat looks terrible. Like the skins on the bat looks terrible. And this is all one piece of plastic as far as I can remember. I have to take the thumbnail, so I'll have to pick it up eventually. It's over in the studio or in the set. The driller is bad. The driller is very uncomfortable. It is very unlikable. Doesn't really look like a drill. I do kind of like the hole saw or the hole point. What does he call that? Yeah, it's a hole saw. The hole saw aesthetic. It does come with a little plastic scope, but that's also like $22, I think, which is just way too much. And then we got the corruptor, which is like, none of these blasters, why do you do it? It's really bad about that. I'm trying to click on that and I'm only tapping once and it's like grabbing it and dragging it around the screen. $25 for a magazine fed primary Springer is not obscene. But it's also like, actually, so we've got 223 votes. I think I have a better poll. It's very clear people don't really want the corruptor. That's fair. But I think we have a better poll, right? What's the best NERF Zombie blaster so far? We've got, oh my god, the driller, the strikeout, And, of course, the Corruptor. I want to see where this poll goes. I really do. The fact that Hasbro's trying to do the X-Shot skins thing, I think that's reasonably cool, but I still feel like their designs are just not quite there yet. So, out of 64 bolts, the Driller's in second place, the Strikeout's in third place, which is fair, the Corruptor's in first place. And that's kind of how I felt here. I think the Corruptor, honestly, is the best zombie blaster we've gotten so far. It's just none of these are very interesting designs. The closest thing we've got to something new is the Strikeout. And people obviously are not feeling that. Cheddar says the Strikeout looks like something out of Suicide Squad. Yeah, I can see that. The Corruptor is close enough to usable, says Crab Spriteberry. It definitely is, especially, again, if it's very similar to the BASRL. We'll just put that up there again. It's obviously the same freaking blaster. Like, full stop. The Homeboy, did anyone notice that the picture of the box with the gun in is either missing or broken or poorly edited because it's missing the bolt handle? No, these boxes typically have the bolts separate in the package. That's why it's not there. They typically do. So to be like with the darts is where that bolt would be. The Dragonborn says the Driller is more bang for your buck. I'd really like you to elaborate on that. Coyote Arts, Walcom, what do you want Hasbro to make for a zombie blaster that's not a pro level half-length dart blaster? A double sledge fire. Either bring back the barrel break or give me a double sledge fire. Actually, screw it. Give me both. I'm not asking too much for that, am I? Dude, what is with them not bringing back the freaking barrel break? Kitsune says, wait, the chop stock and the Strikeout are even the same price, but one is a 2-shot jolt with a stock and one is a stock attachment. This is true, Kitsune. Nerf hammer shots literally can't be upgraded to near 100. Apparently they can, Scheme. I'm just really bad at it. According to Radioactive Designs, you can very easily get a hammer shot above 100 FPS. I just don't own one. Mag-fed nail biter. I don't know if you'd be able to get mag-fed because you need something to... You'd have to have a lot of travel for the bolt to squeeze over the dart, and you couldn't get that with a grip. That's why they use the clip system or turrets. Bale Break's one of the most fun blasters I've used. I also think it's one of the best looking blasters that Hasbro has ever made. 250 people watching. Thank you very much, everyone. I love your guys' support. When I do these live streams, like they used to be like, there's like 12 people watching me. And now for some reason I'm getting like 200. It's insane. I do not deserve it. Thank you so much. Hit like if you want. And if you want to support the thing and can't super chat, do me a favor. Click the link in the chat, download Royal Batch. It helps the channel out a lot. If half the people watching right now did that, you'd max it out, and I would be completely unworthy, but very thankful. God, the Driller looks cursed. I don't disagree, Jixie. I don't like the look of the Driller. It is also very uncomfortable, in my opinion. But, of course, I had problems with the hammer shot, so, you know. Take that with a grain of salt. So I said that I wanted a double barrel, either a double barrel Sledgefire. Like, is it unreasonable to say, like, you'd pay $60 for take a Sledgefire, times it by 2, make it kind of big, right? Is it unreasonable to say that you would pay $60 for that and you'd probably love it? I'm not even talking about making it shoot harder. I'm talking about stock Sledgefire, 40 feet with the 3 dart spread, but takes 2 shells, has 2 plunger tubes, and a stacked trigger. Right? Am I unreasonable saying that that is an absolute win for Hasbro? Like a Sledgefire, but double, as in a double barrel. Yes, so like you would have essentially 2 Sledgefires taped together with a longer grip. And you'd break it open, it would pop out 2 shells, you put 2 shells into it, and you could pull the trigger slowly like on a rough cut, and you get 1 shot and then the other shot. I mean, it'd have to be big, right? So I'm assuming it's going to be an expensive blaster, but is it just like Hasbro's too scared to put $60 on a price tag on a shotgun? Because I think the trilogy was 40, right? And that thing was garbage. Like, not garbage, but you know what I mean? Like, in terms of having a shotgun, the trilogy was okay. In terms of what we want out of a shotgun, the trilogy was garbage. Is that fair? Scrupp says they'd pay plenty for that. Danny Cookie, more shell-fed blasters would be so cool. They tried to set a standard with the new shell design. Only 2 blasters ever used it. And honestly, a Shell Strike I still think is a super nice little blaster. It's just so hard to mod. Walcom, do you have a Discord server? Asks Hyperwing. It's literally on the screen right now. Come on. The trilogy really should have had a shell magazine. Yeah, that's a big misstep, huh? I guess they didn't want to make it too complicated because kids are going to break complicated things. How many kids broke like the fuse fire and stuff like that? Slothy Coffee, I just bought 2 X-Shot gel fires after watching your review and having a great time with them. They are a fun blaster. The boxes are going like that TMNT blaster. I honestly really like, this is going to sound awful, a hot take if you will, bear with me. The box design for the TMT Sweet Revenge, and the Transformers, Warden and the Tetrad. I love how they're like boxes with the blaster in the middle with all the negative space. Like you can almost grab the blaster and look at it in the, like, I love that. Is it just me? Like, I know that's like the shilliest thing that I like the packaging. Dude, like, let me find a picture. This packaging goes so hard. I cannot be the only one that thinks that. I know how, but as somebody who collects packages, like, I should pick one of these things up. If I found it for like $10, I'd pick one up. But they go so hard. We're going to replace the driller because nobody gives a flip. Looking for there it is. Look at the way, so it's hard to see at this angle, but they basically, it's like floating in the middle of the packaging. I'm not the only person that thinks that's cool, right? Every time I see this on shelves, I want it. Just because of the packaging. If every blaster Hasbro made was packaged like that, it looks so good. Like, Hasbro, or whoever at Hasbro, deserves recognition where it is. The packaging for these blasters is fantastic. I'm gonna get one of the Transformers ones too, because they look, dude, like, I'm one of those people, I'm really bad about this, like, I want to be fair. I don't want to just poop on Hasbro, like, I want to find, like, the good inside the Hasbro. And there's not a whole lot of it. But when we're talking about, like, the one thing they've done, as shilly as it sounds, and I don't own any of these blasters, the packaging for these, oh god, it's like a freaking 280p. Look at that. That looks so cool, because that's like completely, they put the blaster and built a box around the blaster. Like, it looks so good, right? I still don't like the orange template. It makes it feel like these are the same generic Nerf line. I can see that, but like the actual packaging design is fantastic. Dragonboard says that's 6. Primate. Funny, I haven't taken my first one out of the box. I got a second one because I couldn't rip it open. Yeah. They've earned the poop, says Scheme. Okay. Midnight says it looks great. NGL. It's a Warden, though. Yeah, Nuclear Nick. It is a Warden. Granted, I think they fixed the Warden reasonably anyway. But, like, the way they did these packagings, I wish all blasters, like, I am so sick. I am good and sick of this box packaging, right? I loathe this open face packaging. I cannot stand it. It's not like the worst thing ever, because I know they're trying to make boxes where kids can like, oh, they can see and feel it and touch it before they take it out of the box. But as a collector, it's like, it's so bad. Like, there's no way to open this box and put it back together and like put it, like display it somewhere. It's like, it's just not possible. But the packaging they did for the skin stuff, the other stuff, looks so good. It looks so much better than this. I should preface that by saying I don't mind. I like these boxes, like this and the Challenger. I like those box designs better than some of the stuff we got in the past, like Elite 2.0. It's definitely better. It's more intelligent, but it's still nothing compared to like what we were getting with like that. It's so good, Hasbro. So good. Vastic says, I'd like to see closed boxes again in the models where the blasters was cool. Just give us more of this. Just make every single box design like that. I think that's the best thing going forward. Walcom, I'm about to buy the Modulus Demolisher 2-in-1. Is it any good? It's a Demolisher, so you'll probably like it. They're hard to mod, but stock, it's a stock flywheeler with a cool underbarrel. Cesaro says, if I wanted a BSR inbred with a Revoltinator, I'd buy those blasters and hacksaw instead of a Corruptor. I get what you're going with, Cesaro, but at the same time, that's a little harsh. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're like, yeah, I'd rather spend 3 times as much money and a buttload of work to get something. I don't think that's fair. I get what you're saying, but I don't think that's fair. Yeah, I think we can agree. The design of the Corruptor is not great. Is it the best zombie blaster so far? According to the poll, the Corruptor is leading pretty heavily. It's probably the most, like, you gotta think this is almost, like, I think the Driller right now on Amazon is like $25, but I think that's because, let me check on Amazon. I think it's $25 simply because it's, out of stock. Like, it's a third party. NERF Driller. Yeah, it's $22.72 right now. I don't know if that's MSRP. And the Corruptor's a $25 MSRP. So, like, you can get a hammer shot, or you can get for $3 more, not even $3 more, you can get a freaking, basically a BASRL. So, from where I'm sitting, like, is there the only thing offensive about the Corruptor, Hasbro? I'm talking directly to you, John Hasbro. I know you're watching this live stream right now. Make sure you hit that like button. The only reason why nobody is excited for this product is because we have so many blasters like it already. This is something that I have been complaining about. If you go watch What is Wrong with Nerf, I made that video in like 2018, and every single thing I said in that video still applies today. There's nothing inherently wrong about reshelling your product. The problem is the frequency at which Hasbro reshells their product. That's the problem. That's the issue. Because it seems like every year we're going to get a Retaliator clone. We're going to get a Strife clone. And every time they do that, never are these blasters actually superior to the original in any way. They don't build off of the design. It's simply the same thing in a slightly different shape, slightly different ergonomics, slightly different color scheme. I refuse to call Chris Cox. It's John Hasbro. That's his name. YouTube. The CEO of Hasbro is literally Chris Cox, like Rooster. That's why nobody is excited for this product. And I don't think kids are immune to like, oh, I already have this one. You know what I mean? They see it on the store shelf. They're like, oh, it's the same thing as my Fortnite one, but zombie. And I feel like you're missing the mark when every blaster design is derivative of another blaster design. I'm not saying you can't reshell stuff, because like the Strife, for instance, like there's been times in the past decade, and yes, it's been that long, where the Strife has been hard to get. And that's when you bring out something like the Storm Charger. It's like, it's a Strife. You've improved stuff on the Strife. You've also taken away because the Strife was perfect. Like, it's hard to improve upon the Strife without taking something away. Storm Charger's a good shot, though. Oh. Coyote, you bring up an interesting point. Where is the mag release on the Corruptor? If I had to hazard a guess, it's in front of the trigger. Coyote, you've stumped me. It's either in the trigger, like right there in front of the trigger, or it's somewhere right there. Or is it like a push button on the left-hand side of the blaster? That's actually really difficult to come up with. I just feel like Hasbro should work harder in making new designs. And it's what blows my mind is we get 30, 40 derivatives of things like the Retaliator, the Strife. The things we actually want, the things that are hard to get. The Sledgefire, the Barrel Break, you know, the Mini Mischief, to like just start naming blasters that are like, I'd like to see more blasters like this. Nowhere. Nowhere. When you look at like what Zombie Strike is, or like even NERF Zombie, it's like the Bat is just a 2-shot jolt with smart AR system. The Driller is just a hammer shot. We have hammer shots coming out of our just so many places. It's like that SpongeBob thing. So many hammer shot derivatives now. I'm so disappointed that like you'll reshell all these things, but you won't reshell the stuff people are actually really wanting. Zach Ringo, member for 10 months. Walcom, how are you? I am tired, but I'm doing okay, Zach. Thank you very much for being a member for 10 months. Cheddar Badger, would be cool if Vex collabed with NERF to make Vex versions of the OG NERF blasters. Not sure what that is. Vex, like the building toy? Blasterface, they need to hire up at this point. Yeah, I agree, Blasterface. I agree. Let's make Blasterface a moderator. The Homeboy, I bought a Sledgefire today after watching your review, and I'd love to see a remastered version. Though with the modern NERF standards, maybe a remastered version would be seriously flawed. Potentially? Einhander, heck, I even like Mega XL and want more of that. Exactly! Like, I think Mega XL was a big hit for... I've never met anyone that didn't like Mega XL. Serious, I don't think I've met a single person like Mega XL's dumb. No, everybody liked Mega XL. I'm assuming it didn't sell well, because obviously it died, like, instantly. But I think people liked it. Danny Cookie with a $2 super chat. I want NERF to be gimmicky again, like N-Strike. See, I don't think N-Strike was necessarily that gimmicky, Danny. But I do think that, like, N-Strike was peak. Elite definitely borrowed a lot from N-Strike, made it obviously N-Strike Elite. I don't know. Like, I know it's hard because Hasbro's made so many blasters and they're only made so many new designs, but I feel like I can, in like one sit down in an afternoon in a Hasbro building, I can come up with like, here's 30 blasters that you could reshell, add these to them, and they'd be better. And they'd be like, well, there's no money in that because we could just reshell the Strife and the Retaliate until the end of time. Midnight, I think NERF should redesign the Ghoul Grinder but use Sledgefire shells. Maybe. Dart Tag was gimmicky. Yeah, Orbit, but man, Dart Tag had some fun stuff. Snapfire 8, Speed Load 6, Quick 16. What was that thing? One of the first rail mountable blasters with the, oh my god, I'm forgetting the name of the blaster that I literally did a video just to tell people the name of the blaster on. You know what I'm talking about. Crossfire. Thank you, Orbit. Don't forget the Mag Strike. Yeah. Mag Strike. Although they did do, I didn't know this at the time, but they did an Icons version of the Mag Strike. It was a pretty good one. Fowler. Nice to see you. Thanks for coming out. Bring back the Girth Army. Yeah, see, people like Mega XL. Are you saying the Fury Fire is fun? No, okay, so the Fury Fire isn't exactly good NERF, okay? The Fury Fire was not great even when it came out. It does look cool. The Dart Tag Fury Fire? Anybody else feel like the Fury Fire's kind of awesome? I think the Fury Fire's kind of awesome looking. I'd 100% probably buy a new Fury Fire now that I think about it. Let me change it. I think we're done talking about the Corruptor. The Corruptor has corrupted the chat. Let's talk about some classic dart foam. I'm trying to, where the hell did I save that? Oh my gosh. Is it in downloads? There it is. Look at the Dart Tag Fury Fire, right? Like, design-wise, this blaster's great. I think it's an 8-shot rotating cylinder. 10. Like, it's such a simple, elegant design, right? What is wrong? Like, this goes so much harder than, like, the Shockwave ever did. Right? Because we got, like, the Nerf Shockwave, and then they ruined it with the... What was the one they did in... Oh, the Shockwave was the Elite 2.0. What was the original? Crap. What was not the Shockwave? Come on, chat. I know you love correcting me. What was the thing that was not the Shockwave? Surge Fire. Thank you, Smit. Like, this goes so much harder than, like, the Surge Fire. God, it's hard. It's so hard finding, like, just a decent picture of the blaster. How do, like, better YouTubers do these so easily? How about this picture? There we go. That'll work. I gotta, like, trying to, like, navigate through all this stuff while talking to y'all. So, these are similar blasters. And I'll be the first to admit that the Surge Fire honestly doesn't look horrible. It just don't look good, right? The problem is, if I had to use, and granted, the freaking Dart Tag Fury Fire, not exactly great distance velocity, but between the two, the Fury Fire is so much nicer to use. It's one of the few times that like horizontal weird, like, you know what I'm talking about kind of grip feels okay. I never liked the what is that? Alpha Trooper. I never really liked that grip. It feels nice because, like, on the Surge Fire, even though these are essentially the same blaster, the Surge Fire feels awful to use. The Fury Fire feels better, in my opinion, right, chat? The Surge Fire for the first blaster I got that I disliked, yeah. I wonder why Hasbro doesn't do rear loading slots. Like, here's the thing, right? Rear loading slots, this is my favorite blaster. This is, without a shadow of a doubt, my favorite blaster. And you know why? Even though it's supposed to take shells, I did the shell deletion. So instead of having a pop-out shell, it just has a hole, and I just rear load it, and then I can close it, and I can fire it, and I can love my life, right? Because this is the greatest blaster that's ever existed, ever. I love this blaster. It is the highest 10 out of 10. I cannot give it a higher recommendation, even though it's just a single shot. Here's another one. This one, shell, right? It's a shell. I gotta load the shell. Even then, I still love it. Absolutely, I think it's better without the shell. But I can just put the dart in the shell, put the shell in the thing, flip it closed, and then I just pull the trigger, right? And it fires violently. And then when I crack it open, it'll eject the shell out and everything, which I'm not gonna do right now. That reloading slots are amazing. How come it's so hard to get a Springer with reloading slots? I'm guessing it's like, I have a feeling it has something to do with like so kids can't like shove a marker or something in there and shoot someone's eye out. But I would say like the Surgefire would be a better blaster with reload slots. Yeah, Dorian, I think it is a safety issue. Hasbro did reloading slots on the Barrel Break and Ultra 2. Yeah, see that? Is that one of the reasons why they never revisited the Barrel Break design? Was because, like, I never heard of a kid ever, like, firing foreign objects out of a Barrel Break. I thought that was pretty bulletproof. The Homeboy Alpha Troopers are actually really good. I've had one for years and it still fires really well. It's honestly, they're not great. Even back in the day, people really liked them. Drac was like a huge proponent of the Alpha Trooper. But like mod-wise, the Rampage was like way smoother to mod, way easier, felt better to use after modding. Modded Elite Alpha Troopers feel like butt. They are so creaky, terrible. I don't really think that's a hot take. I think anybody who's used a modded Elite Alpha Trooper would say that, like, they just don't feel good. This design aesthetic, though, with like the Fury Fire, like they redid it with like the Surge Fire, but I feel like the Fury Fire was better, right? I think the Fury Fire feels and looks and works, not maybe distance-wise because it's a dart tag blaster from like 2008, but I think this went harder than the Surge Fire. Bot says, yes, the Rampage was top tier for old school. Like, do people really not like horizontal mag-fed? Like, I know everybody likes their, like, that was the thing with the Alpha Trooper, right? Because it was like a bottom-fed, you know, primary. It was one of the first, really, that you could do that. The slam fire, pump action, magazine fed on the bottom, because the Retaliator didn't do that without mods. So, like, that's actually a good idea for a poll. I want to know. Hopefully I'm not corrupting you guys because you're like, oh, I'm going to choose the option that Walcom likes. It's not what I want to do. I legitimately want to know. Alpha Trooper or Raider? Because I honestly, I don't remember if Alpha Trooper was one word or not. I think the Raider was better. I was active back then. I remember getting both. And I remember modding an Alpha Trooper and hating it. And taking the exact spring out, putting it in a Raider, and it was so much better. Rampage any day grip was more comfortable to use. Raider had a banger stock. That is also true. It really did have one of the best stocks NERF has ever done. Is Hammer Pride Rough Cut a good idea? I mean, you could do it. I just don't think it's a great idea. I remember the Alpha Trooper had a very bad stock in the sense that it bent a lot. I'm trying to remember what the Alpha Trooper stock was. Because I know the Alpha Trooper came with the 18-round drum. Oh, well, the elite, not the elite one, but the AccuStrike one came with the Spectre stock. But yeah, I don't think the Raider or the Elite Alpha Trooper or the Alpha Trooper itself ever came with a stock. And again, I don't want you to just say like, oh, I like the thing Walcom likes, because I know we're in a new generation of Nerfers, but back in the day, people loved the Alpha Trooper, and I don't think the Raider ever got that much recognition. It's the same one they put on the Modulus. Alpha Trooper with Raider stock is the GOAT. Okay, James. NERF Zombie is starting like Elite 2.0. Horrible, but I have a feeling it will get better over time. This is like the initial release wave Platinum. For what we know, next year's designs could be lots better. The Elite EAT had the folding Spectre stock. Gotcha. Okay, Svesic. Do a vid on the Lidl Dynamics blasters have been cooking. They're just hard to get a video on, Kid Mega. I have printed out the... I was going to do a video. In fact, I think I filmed most of it. It's like your first 3D printed blaster, and I chose the break action. Basically this, but this one, but obviously stringer. I know a lot of people in my Discord were talking about the Maraca. Not bad. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe. I'll give it a good consideration, kid. My whole street loved the Raider. What an interesting way to do. My whole street loved the Raider. I personally prefer the Alpha Trooper, Elite Alpha Trooper, because the Ergo, the Raider had better internals. That's weird. People liked the ergonomics of the Raider more than... Man, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I was never a big fan of the way the Alpha Trooper felt. I always felt the Alpha Trooper was a downgrade compared to the Raider. I always felt like that. I always felt the Raider was way more ergonomic. The only downside, if you call it a downside, is the sideways mag. And honestly, I don't know if that's as big as a problem as people make it out to be. Dude, come on. Let me click on the thing in the center. Now, let's switch this to the Raider. Oh my god, that is a massive image. Oh my god, it's so big. That's what she said. That's what you wish she said. Come on. So, drum-wise, maybe not the best thing, but actual, like, with a normal magazine, I felt like it was better in every way. But I do know that the Alpha Trooper was a very loved design. Honestly, it kind of goes hard. It does kind of go hard. Right? We'll put both of those on there because I really want to give you guys a fair shake. A lot of people are saying Raider. I hate priming the EAT. I agree, Vinyl. X Crunchy. My Raider would have been better aesthetically if the drum wasn't on the side. But that's way better. What is it about having the drum side? Like, I don't really like the drums in general, but like, what's wrong with having the mag on the side? Sten gun style. Red Dragon Tamer, Sten for real, for real. Daughter of Tiamat. Last time I was 13, I found a Raider with the original drum. Cesaro, the theory is that the Moto Blitz Master Key was originally meant for Mega XL, but got switched to Elite once Mega XL didn't sell well. No, because I think they came out like basically, there's no way. There's no way they changed their design that quickly. Because they have like a 3-year development cycle, and didn't the Moto Blitz come out like the winter after the summer? Like it was like a couple of months. Yeah, I don't think so. Drum Life says Blasterface. I'd use a stick mag look, but I agree. Ignore the drum. Like, I'm not talking about the drum with the Raider. Ignore the drum. If these use the same exact 12-round magazine, right? I still think the Raider is more ergonomic, is much nicer to use, and I don't think the sideways mag detracts from it. I actually think it makes it better. Again, if you're left-handed, you'll probably have an issue with it, but drum on the Raider made it side heavy, and the 18-round stick mag constantly banged against walls. How? I'm sorry, I don't, like, unless you're literally left-handing it with an 18-round, there's no way. And obviously, you'd have to recognize the fact, like, oh, I'm left-handed, so obviously this blaster is not meant for me, but I'm also, if you're left-handed, you realize you're in the minority on that one. Coyote Arts, hey, Walcom, can you do a video on the break action blasters you showed? Yes, I will be doing a video on them. Do not worry, they are my favorite blasters. I can't gush about them enough. This is the Jingwei? It is amazing. I will have a link in the chat right now. If you want to pick one up before you see my video, there is a link to one. Tell them Walcom sent you. And if you want to support the live stream without actually spending any money, do me a favor. You'd be helping me so much. If half the people watching this live stream right now download this game, I couldn't thank you enough. Oh, maybe not that link. That's the one to like my actual... Come on, let me... YouTube, you gotta fix this, man. I literally can't delete my own link because you keep putting... Jeez. Anyway. Click on this link, download Royal Match. I really appreciate it. Man, there's like that little like heart thing. Like, it's cool. I like it. But the fact that it's like right there and I can't even get rid of my own post is kind of annoying. Wrote here and donated $5. Those who hate sideways mags can always go gangsta style. Hashtag Raider Crew. PS YouTube ain't getting this money. And that is true. Thank you very much for using the Walcom S7.com link. I really appreciate it if you're going to donate to the live stream. But again, if you can't afford it, you want to help the chat, just download Royal Match. It's free. Helps the channel out a lot. I really appreciate it. Not being able to hide the heart thing is a little annoying. I do like it as a feature. I think YouTube's getting slightly better on live streams. It's not as good as Twitch. A lot of... I'm actually really surprised about this this poll. More people like the Raider than the Alpha Trooper. I remember people going nuts. I wonder if it's just a hindsight thing or it's just like a whole new generation of Nerfers and they just don't care for the Alpha Trooper. Like, they just never had one, so they don't care about it. Well, thank you, Primate. That blaster is so expensive for a single shot break action. You're looking at the wrong way, Kid Mega. You're looking at it the wrong way. It is like one of the highest quality 3D printed blasters I've ever got my hands on. If I could hand this to you, you'd get it and go like, oh yeah, no, that's solid. That's absolutely solid. And again, like, you could like, oh, it's too expensive for a bolt action. It's too expensive for shell ejection. It's perfect. It's so perfect. It's the only blaster I will ever need. Thank you very much, Andrew. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much, Andrew, for downloading Royal Match using the link that I posted in the chat. And thank you very much, Primate, for downloading the game. You guys are awesome. Imagine a pro Stampede. Cheddar, I don't think it'll happen, but yeah, it would be cool. Alpha Trooper is just another pump with a mag. The drum made the Raider cool. Jarku, that is a take. I'm not going to say it's the wrong take. It's amazing how many people... Do people really prefer the Raider just because of the drum? Or... Yeah. Matt Ban Inc. has super chatted 650. Both are wrong. Top fed Brun style FTW. There's been like, what? I can only think of like the Rev Reaper off the top of my head. How many top fed, mag fed blasters has there been? I can only think of the Rev Reaper off the top of my head. Kid Omega seems like a great plinked though. Would go great with my Shellington Kieran. And hey, there's a Shellington shell blaster version. Here's the Shellington one. It's got a stock. It's super comfortable. It's so comfy. And then yeah, watch this. Watch this. Oh, we gotta get. Oh no! I knocked over my energy drink because I'm so excited. I love these blasters so much. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of that. Get rid of them. Don't add to them. Get rid of them. I'll clean up the check this out. Check this out. Money shot. Now I gotta reload it. Because the thing that you're missing is that this primes when you break it open like a sledge fire. So we put the dart in the shell, put the shell in the blaster. We give it a little bit more English, and then look at the little B car. Look at that. Look at the little B car on it. Oh, so good. Now I got to clean up that energy drink. Dude, I had a roll of paper towels, and now I don't know where they went. How do I lose a roll of paper? Oh, I got napkins. What do you think about green gas coming to the hobby? I mean, really, we're only using it for what, the shells, the 40 max shells? And I already did a video on the 40 max stuff. I think they're cool. There's so many wars that won't allow them for various reasons, various good reasons. I don't know. I think they're overpowered for a lot of, like, for the most part, like the micro booper and pico booper are way too good for how big the blaster itself is. Like, you can imagine just being able to have the most powerful shotgun in Nerf in a thing that undermounts on a pistol. It's insanity. Like, you can't really rationalize that from like a gameplay perspective. And like I said, most wars aren't even allowing it. I think some people were using like an air pump to pump up the shells with a custom fitting in order to use them at local, but yeah. Then it's basically just the same thing as like an AT-2K tank. Dorian says, I can't take HP seriously until a decent out-of-the-box option exists. Yeah. It's too bad the Milsig wasn't quite there. Is Blaster Barn a trustworthy site to buy blasters from? I don't know. I've never ordered anything from Blaster Barn, but it is tied to a certain YouTuber, so therefore it should be pretty safe, I would assume. Ryder Doobie with a $5 super chat. Do you wonder what Nerf would do to make Elite Nerf 2.0 Titan? Would it be worse or better than the Elite Titan? Considering I had issues with the original Nerf Titan, Ryder Doobie, I would assume anything Elite 2.0 would just be a miss. I'm going to just go with that. Walcom, would you rather use the Wrecked Jury or the Dart Zone Outlaw? I would rather use the Wrecked Jury. I think the Wrecked Jury is awesome. I still think that's awesome. I don't like the 40 max shell simply because it adds another cost to it. I agree. I think that's a fair take. Honestly, like, you'd think I'd love the Super Max shells more than, or the 40 max shells more than anything, and I'm pretty indifferent on them. Nerf Titan runs the best out of any other Nerf blasters I've bought. That's weird, because, like, I go back and watch my original review, like, mine never worked, and I've bought 3 more since then. Manon says, what do you think about Nerf Doomlands? Most of the blasters in Doomlands were pretty bad. That's actually a great, we can talk about Doomlands if you guys want. Let's talk about Nerf Doomlands. Let's do a quick crash course on, like, all of the Doomlands blasters. I don't know if we've already done this before, but I feel like Doomlands is, there's so little in Doomlands. That's so funny. Man, okay. All right, let's give this a try. Second, gonna go into studio mode really quick. Alright, yeah, that's about normal. We might have to make that bigger. Okay. Let's talk about good old Doomlands, shall we? So, at the very beginning, we got the Lawbringer and the Vagabond. So let's start with the Lawbringer. This is one that I don't think I ever have bought one of these brand new. I think the only way I had a Lawbringer was somebody sent me, and I'm sorry I forget your name, I still have your blaster. They sent me a cut down one because a lot of people would take the Lawbringer and cut it down to a pistol because then it was just a super amazingly good hammer shot. And it would take hammer shot upgrade springs. So this was a blaster. What sold me on the Lawbringer was Jengular dual wielded them for one of his old videos. And when he was talking about it, I think I finally got a chance in another war, and it is so fun. There's something about, like, you think it'd be stupid, right? But there's something about the grip angle and the long barrel and the way it feels in the hand. The Lawbringer is really good. This is like an 8 out of 10 blaster for sure. And it had, like, what was the capacity? 12 for a hammer action. Really easy to reload. This blaster did not get the time to shine. Honestly, it did not get enough. The Lawbringer is awesome. I know they're a little bit harder to get, but if you ever get the chance to get a Lawbringer, I highly recommend giving it a shot. But people did cut them down to make them like just bigger pistols. Really strong way to start off Doomlands. Honestly, like, I think the Lawbringer was one of the best. It's not like the Vagabond was bad. The problem with the Vagabond is that this, you can kind of see right here, You just loaded the dart into that little chamber right there, and that was it. This whole front of the blaster is completely pointless. Like, it held the barrel back, like most, rotating barrels, but obviously the pump is right there. It had slam fire. It was basically a pump action strong arm. It's not bad. It was just like, I think this is a $20 blaster, and it was way too little, and the design just wasn't there. It looks like it could be amazing. It really, really wasn't. And I think this, like, if I had to give this a rating, I'd give it like a 6 out of 10. It's not bad. It's just not very good, especially compared to what we had even back in 2015. Those were the first 2 blasters released, and I definitely think the Lawbringer was good. But then let's go to 2016, right? The Double Dealer. This is a blaster that on paper should have been fantastic. The plunger tube in this blaster is like that big. It is huge because it fires, it has 1 plunger tube, 2 bolts, 2 magazines. The problem with the Double Dealer is not only is it a freaking airplane design, this is actually a mag holder in the back, by the way. The problem is that this thing never worked. It would jam all the freaking time. I don't know why. I don't remember what crazy flaw, but there was something with like the design of it that like 90% of the time you'd push it forward and just destroy the dart. It wouldn't feed darts perfectly. This should have been a slam dunk of a blaster. It really should have. It's a solidly okay blaster that should have worked. This is like a 4 out of 10, I would say. It's like, it could have been good, and it was awful in every conceivable way. This is a blaster I actually kind of almost want to revisit and make one good, because it could have been good. I have seen Double Dealers singled that are pretty insane, though. Like, if you just single one side of it and just, yeah, that could be a pretty, because the plunger tube's massive. That's a shame that blaster never worked. Persuader. If you've had a Persuader, you already know what the problem is with the Persuader. It's this right here. That, like, you want to choke up on the grip, right? That's like how you hold the blaster. That little crease is awful. Otherwise, this is such a good idea for a blaster. I am amazed this got, like just a slight change somewhere around here. Swept back more grip, less plastic in front of that, get rid of the trigger guard altogether. I don't know. This is such a nice blaster, ruined by this one thing. It's tiny. The Persuader is tiny. It's like the size, it's like slightly bigger than a double strike. It is such a good idea for a blaster, and Hasbro completely ruined it with that right there. See, JB47 says that for Victory was so much better, and it was ergonomically, but in terms of size, the Persuader would win so hard. This is so close to being a good blaster. But you can see, this is like, we've got 4 blasters in 2 years, and 3 of them are not great. One of them is awful. This is okay. This is, I would give this a 5 out of 10. Maybe a 6 out of 10. You can still use it, but that right there, that kills so much of this blaster. As Smith0 just said, Persuader fails in ergonomics. And we're already like halfway through this entire line. Like, that's insane to me. Like, Doomlands didn't even stand a chance. The Judge. I can't believe this was 2017, man. It doesn't even feel like that long ago. The Judge is completely awful. It is massive for what it actually is. Look at the space between those shells. But what kills the Judge more than anything is not only like the junk jet design, the pump grip being down here, the trigger being over here, but the barrel being up there. This does not work. That does not work at all. And that's like, so you can't mod it. You can't do anything with the Judge. And this is like a $60 blaster. Is it like irredeemably bad? No, but like you wouldn't want to pay more than like $20 for one, and even then you'd never use it. I've never seen somebody use a Judge in war. Jarku, the judge is the kind of excessive stupidity I love Nerf for, specifically when opposed to Airsoft. It could have used some work, though. Yeah. You could have doubled the amount of shots in this drum for the price, for the amount of plastic. This is like the sunfish of blasters. Look at that tactical rail. Look at that. Look at that tactical rail. So now we're at, like, of all the blasters so far, all of them have been pretty much garbage. Negotiator. Ironically enough, this is an 8-shot hammer shot before really 8-shot hammer shots were a thing. Same problem with the grip. The same problem as the Persuader. It has the same issue. Also, it looks like it has a horrible underbite. Does anybody actually like the Negotiator? Okay, so Jarku says, I love these. It has the same problem. I don't think it's a bad blaster. Yeah, with bots just said, it's okay, but it's like, it still has the same problem that the Persuader has. But for an 8-shot hammer shot back then, it's okay. Again, it's another 5, maybe 6 out of 10. So, in all of these releases, we've had 2 blasters, they're both hammer action, that are okay. Then you get the holdout. I don't think I own one of these. I really want one. Is it like unobtainium? I wonder. I'm gonna look it up. Doomlands holdout. I've seen them on store shelves. I think they were 15 bucks. Yeah, I can still get one. I'm gonna have to buy one because I honestly do not own one at all. It's a glow shot. If you remember the Nerf glow shot, it's... They weren't even trying at all with this design. And this was, I think, like one of the only blasters released this year. Because I think the actual cool stuff, well, one of the actual cool stuff, the only other good blaster in the entire line was a year before this. But this is like the last thing we got out of Doomlands. Was a $10 pistol that came with a piece of plastic they call a scope. So, Swift Justice, not the worst melee ever, but very flimsy. Kind of cool. Like, honestly, design-wise, awesome. Just needed a slightly better core and maybe like another inch or 2 on the blade. These are okay. These are pretty cool. Same thing with the Vigilance. I think these were pretty good axes for things. Honestly, 2 pretty decent melee options. And then we got Impact Zone. And yeah, this was 2016. So this was not the end of this was in the middle of Doomlands. We got the Desolator. Now, this is just a Strife. But it is a super comfy, super sick Strife. This is so good. Like, it's just a little SMG looking thing. But it's a Strife. He used a rapid red cage, I believe. It worked perfectly. Like, honestly, this is one of the few times where you added more to a Strife, because of course you got this little thumbhole stock area. It just worked. It worked so good. This foregrip was very comfortable. Desolator is a 9 out of 10, in my opinion. I think the Desolator was awesome. This, unironically, a Strife with minor changes, was one of the best blasters ever released in Doomlands. And it sucks to say that, right? Because there's nothing special, but here's where you take a design that already exists, Hasbro, and you just tooled it up a little bit, added something to it, and it didn't take away from the actual design. Uriel says the Desolator's a 10 out of 10. Love the Desolator, but it's freakishly thin. That's the good thing about it, Smith. Freakishly thin. It's good, and it's got a rail right there. It's got a rail right there. It's got, you know, sling loop. It's perfect. 10 out of, like, I would say 9 out of 10. I don't think it's a 10 out of 10. If this could be like full auto, like, I wish this got the mod support that the Strife did, and it didn't. But I don't think I've ever even seen a full auto Desolator. That feels like something we should do, especially now that we got N20 motors. Best in Doomlands is a low bar, says Kid Omega. Classic for real. The Desolator is more of a less symmetrical, more or less symmetrical. This is true. Stock is just too stubby. Ben, it's more of like a PDW kind of thing. David says, love the Deso, one of my top 5 Nerf branded. And I can see why. Desolator is awesome. $30 was a bit high, I would say, but it's not bad. This is... Frick. I don't have this! No! Can I still get Doomlands darts? Doomlands Impact Zone darts? Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. I didn't know these existed, and I do not have them. I have a Doomlands refill, I'm pretty sure. I do not have the white ones. Oh, no. Oh. Okay. Well, that's disappointing. That might be really hard, because I think this is Target exclusive. Was Impact Zone. Dude, I don't want to be too hard on this blaster. This is another Spectre reshell. I talked about Spectre reshells in the Zombie Strike video. This is another Spectre reshell. The long arm is, I think, a 5-shot. I'm almost certain it's a 5-shot. Yeah, 5-shot. It's a Spectre. Doesn't have slam fire. It is just a long front-loading cylinder pistol. The problem, like, this is not bad shell. Don't get me wrong. Prime is way too small for what it was, but you can still use it. Long, I mean, it actually was, like, really nice to point and shoot. Like, I don't hate the blaster. 20, it says 15. I swear this was a $20 blaster. I'm almost certain it was $20. Anybody in the chat back me up on that? I feel like this was a $20 blaster for a long time. As useless as the long arm is, it's a sweet looking blaster. I don't think it looks bad. I don't think it looks bad. I can agree that it looks cool. And honestly, using one, like, it feels good to spin, point, and everything like that. People say it was 15. I felt like it was a $20 blaster. I remember looking at this and going, that's way too expensive for what that is. See, Bots and Blaster says I run around 20. Like, I swear it was a $20 blaster. Sam Davidson with a $5 super chat. What's your opinion on Nerf Rebel? We could talk about Nerf Rebel too, because I actually really like Nerf Rebel. Actually, that's a good thing, because, like, I want to look to, like, see what blasters I'm missing in Nerf Rebel right now, because I know I'm missing a lot. I see a surprising number of long arms at Goodwill. Yeah. I like that look. I've always had a thing for little SMGs for some reason. SMGs are cool. 15 would be fair. I just don't think this was a $15 blaster. I could have swore it was 20 for the longest time. I remember, like, never buying one brand new because I'm like, that's too expensive for what it is. All right, let's definitely talk about buy series. Nerf Rebel. Ooh. I wonder how many of these I've lost. So, right off the bat, we've got Jolts. That was definitely a thing. Guardian Crossbow. So, this originally, like, Bobo, I don't think he ever even did a video on it. This is a pump action strong arm, which this is 2013. So, this is like when the strong arm was barely a year old. You got a pump action slam fire tiny pistol. As an actual stock blaster, garbage. But when you cut off the stock and everything like that, and you made this basically a strong arm sized pump action slam fire, really good. Really good blaster. Problem, I think, was $30. 25, I feel it was 30. Definitely not worth it full length. And that was a weird thought. It's like, when Rebel started, it's like, oh, it's all bows and everything like that. Like, oh my God, dude, this is one of the first blasters I ever bought my wife because she really liked archery. Man, the Heartbreaker bow was, I think, $20. Yeah. Dude, this was $20 for a front loader Springer. There's no trigger. You would pull it back, and then the little roller in the string, you just let it roll off your fingers, and it would fire pretty okay. The best part about this blaster was the dart holder. And they made like 7 or 8 different designs of these. They made so many Heartbreaker bows. But I have all of these. The Pink Crush. I mean, this is pretty good. It's just a Fire Strike. It's another, like, this is the weird thing about, like, Nerf Rebel. it had crossbow arms, but it didn't have a string or anything. So it was completely pointless. But the Pink Crush, it's not the best pistol in Rebel. It's pretty good, though. I want to say, once again, thank you very much to the 240 people that are currently watching this. We'll go over the... I don't want to spoil you too hard. This is kind of like me doing my own research for this. But hey, if you want to do me a favor and support the stream without paying anything, please click the link that I'm putting in the chat right now. Download Royal Match today. It helps the channel directly. It's amazing that they're supporting the channel the way they do. I think this is the last weekend I can do this. So please, if you don't mind, do me a favor. Click the link. Give it a try. It's a fun game. And it really, really helps out the channel. This is not the good Rebel pistol. We'll find the good Rebel pistol. Don't you worry. This one kind of flew under the radar. So this is just the Speed Swarm, like redone, but this is like 3-4 years after the Speed Swarm. I think it was like a $40 blaster, 30. I think it was 40. Nerf Wiki doesn't always have the best, what do you call it? The best history for the prices, but this is fine. This is a great blaster. Honestly, great blaster. Power bell came with the strap to hold it. Came with a little thing for holding mesh dart. It's pointless, but as a blaster, this is perfect. It's fine. I have a couple of them. I really like the Power Bell. Speed Swarm and Power Bell are two really good blasters. Because if you didn't know, these were battery, they were essentially AEGs. You loaded up the 10-round front-facing turret, and you just hold down the trigger and it go patoo, 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 patoo. It was really good. And the fact they brought that back in Rebel, that was a good option. All of that's in the first year. Like, even the Pretty Paisley, Rock and Roses, like, I think I have all of these. That's all the first year. I don't think all of these were first year. That's a lot of them. Here's the thing. So, you got the hammer shot, right? The same year in Rebel. I'm pretty sure this was after the hammer shot, but it wasn't that much after the hammer shot. We got the Sweet Revenge. This is so much more comfortable than a hammer shot. So much more. It's sleek, it holsters better, and it came with a holster. That's a very important fact. This is one of the first blasters that also came with the holster. But, man, so much better than the hammer shot. For those of you that never touched Rebel and only had a hammer shot, this thing was so much better. It feels amazing to use compared to the hammer shot. And I've always said this. The Sweet Revenge was the better hammer shot in every way. It is slightly different internals, like a slightly different angle. So a lot of the hammer shot stuff didn't drop in with the Sweet Revenge. It should have been the inverse. And that's why it's like, you could still buy this blaster now thanks to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles one. If you've never had a Sweet Revenge, buy the TMNT one. I guarantee you'll love it. Compared to the hammer shot, it's so much better. I like the big loop down here. You can put it's so good. It's a lot sleeker, compact, better ergonomics, same blaster otherwise. Cannot recommend the Sweet Revenge enough. That was the first year. This all came out the first year. The weird thing is they're not showing the bow, the arrow bow. And I know for a fact the Guardian, like they must be in a subline or something, or is it next year? No, they put it in its own category. So we can talk about the Rebel arrow shooters, yes. But Rebel was really big on like actual foam arrows. Different ones. This was the first set where they fired these new arrows. It's not like what you'd get with like the old Nerf foam arrows, like the crossbow and stuff. They were their own design. And Rebel had a lot of them and they weren't very good. Next up, this was for a while. These jolts, the Bliss and stuff like that. These are so good. They're really sleek. They're really cool. These were the best until we got the Scavenger Jolt. The Star Shot. This is the pistol that is so good. The catch in these things back in the day were bulletproof. That's what made the Star Shot such a good modded blaster. It is basically another Fire Strike. It had bow arms. It didn't really do anything. It's still Springer, and it had a little flashlight on it. These are kind of rare. They don't come. Everybody finds Pink Crushes and stuff like that. You rarely find these. You got the little targeting thing up the top that was spring loaded. That's the way you can tell the difference between this and all the other ones. These are great. Infamously, this is what turned into the Bird of Prey that Chris Cartaya made, and that was a really powerful, accurate pistol that he still uses today. And it was a star shot. I mean, custom internals completely, but the reason why these were so good is because they just had that insanely good catch inside of them. This blaster shows very similar design to the Pink Crush externally. Internally is more like a Fire Strike, featuring similar but stronger internals, accessory in a near identical mold. The rear grip uses a closed arch geometry with a spring plate molded into the grip, allowing for a very rugged feel. The plunger rod is made of a higher density polyurethane than the Fire Strike, allowing for much more modability and sustained long life. Yeah. You know it's important when they have a whole modification section talking about how good this thing is. And there was a second generation of the Star Shot that is not very common. I think it's even rarer. Yeah. Ugh. Legendary. Absolutely legendary. Not sure why we have a 2-year gap right here. What sub-series did we have? Is there a sub-series on this? Freaking Super Soakers. Dude, I don't even remember half these things, but they're all garbage. Charmed? Was that? Oh, that was 2015. So, you want to talk about some pricey blasters, right? I thought this was a good series. These were blasters that came with basically charm bracelets that you could also get custom charms for. They were die-cast pot metal. You've got the Everfierce bow. Same concept as the Dolphin bow with 4-shot smart AR. Not great. Dauntless. The better messenger. We haven't even talked about the messenger yet. And that's weird. The messenger was really early in Rebel too. Oh, that's Secrets and Spies. That's why we'll talk about that. Amazing. Except for the fact that, like, if you choke up on this grip at all, this gets in the way. But other than that, it looks amazing. This is one of the best looking Nerf blasters there is. People love the Dauntless. I think it commands a pretty high price nowadays. Fair Fortune crossbow. I had so many of these in boxes and I've opened up every single one of them. I have some still. I just don't have any brand new in box anymore. This is one of the coolest. This is a actual stringer with like a 5-shot rotating cylinder in it. So good. So good. 6-shot. So good. It's tiny. It's super comfortable. It's the best. And you got the Grace Fire. I don't have one of these. I need to get one. Again, it's just a jolt in a weird ergonomic, but I mean, was the whole thing is they came with charm bracelets. Secrets and Spies was like the biggest. Code Red? No, it was Secrets and Spies. Yeah, this was fall of 2014. So here's the basic bow. This is okay. What it has is like a little clear blue plastic sight. That right there lit up a reticle in the sight, if I remember correctly. This is honestly the best bow they ever released that wasn't a crossbow. This is pretty good. It gets worse. Here's the Blitz. This was like the best Jolt, in my opinion, for quite some time. Diamondista. Pure trash. This was not a great blaster. They were like $10. Yeah, $10. Not great. Not great at all. Messenger. This was the hardest hitting Hasbro blaster for quite some time. The Messenger, the grip sucked. But it was a Fire Strike with a 3-shot smart AR that actually hit like 85, 90 FPS. And they were like $10. 15. Pretty okay for what it is. Zing bows are better. Yeah, but Zing bows are like not what Rebel was trying to do. Zing bows are dangerous, Kid Omega. Well, Messengers were really good. Rapid Red, dude. Like, it's a Strife. And for some people, that grip is too small. But look at how sleek that shell design is. People love the Rapid Red. It is a really nice blaster. David Bullack says best Strife, and I can almost agree with you on that one. Tactical rail, very comfortable foregrip area. Batteries went in the front. I think that was a really nice design. Super thin, symmetrical, which is something you don't normally get with Nerf flywheelers. There's a reason people love this. A lot of people have replaced the grip on them. I've seen people put like Maverick grips and stuff back here, but the grip is really small. Even for me, it's like I can barely fit my hand on it. Very good blaster though. Spylight, it's an ugly, ugly strong arm. Take off the light and it's okay. And there's a 2-dart storage in the grip, which is really funky. It's okay. It's not terrible. This is a solid 6 out of 10. The nice big loop on the priming handle meant you could kind of use it for like punch shooting. You could put a strap on that top prime, and yeah, people did use it like that. I just didn't like this, and I hate those big underbites they put on those things. You've got the 4 Victory. In my opinion, this was the optimum hammer action blaster. I know it held less ammo and it was less moddable. You could still get these to like 85, 90 FPS. These are so, you can tell by the grip, it's got a different grip angle. These are super compact, comfortable, sleek, and powerful. These are really good. 4 Victories are awesome. I liked this more than any other hammer action I've ever had in Nerf. And Kid Omega says is what the Persuaders would have been. I like the fact the Persuader was flat. This is obviously not flat, so it's a bit wider. Still good. 4 Victories are awesome. And it comes with a holster, which I don't think I have a single holster for the 4 Victory. Here is what should have been a good blaster. This was such a good idea. But this was so bad. You find these things in thrift stores all the time. So, much like all of the other Nerf stuff, it actually used a string. It actually shot these big old arrows. What it did was when you pulled the trigger, it indexed that carousel and would drop an arrow into like the knocking area. Like it had like a little thing where the arrow would rest. So you would pull the trigger with your left hand, it would index an arrow, and then you'd grab the arrow, pull it back into the string, and let go. And you could just keep doing that. It's such a good idea. Problem, this little carousel barely held those darts. If you twisted the bow too fast in your hand, all those arrows would fall right out. That's what killed this blaster. It was so unreliable. It's such a good idea. And honestly, they could have fixed this, and I don't think they ever remotely tried. Considering how hard Rebel was for arrows, the Agent Bow was so much cooler. Codebreaker crossbow. I had one of these brand new in box and I opened it. It's pretty trash. It is another cylinder. I think it's 8 shots if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 8-shot stringer, pump action stringer. Like there's some cool stuff going on here. It had the lock blaster from X-Shot before the lock blaster was a thing. The problem is the only digit that locks the entire blaster is the middle one. And it is programmable. That's what that little button right there is for. You could lock the trigger, but only the middle digit did anything. Millennium Earl with a $2 super chat. Walcom, do you remember the Dude Perfect Nerf bow? I have 2 of them. Somebody did a fix with wire. Yep, that was my friend Jake did a fix with wire and Lego. The Codebreaker is not awful, but it's also really mid. It's a good idea. It's kind of a good idea. Courage crossbow. Here's the things that, like, this was so much better than, like, most of the bows. Like, the little tiny crossbows that Nerf made that shot these arrows were so much better than the full-on bows. And that's why there's so many of these. Thank you very much for the $2 super chat, Millennium Earl. Fearless Fire. I love this blaster. I found one of these for $12 at Goodwill recently, and I still bought it. There's 2 designs. One has an enclosed trigger. One has this weird open trigger. It is a Tommy gun. It has a similar problem you'd expect with a lot of these flywheeler drums, is that the drum like pretty much freely spins. If you rotate the blaster sharply in your hand, it will rotate the drum. But it's a 20-round drum, I think. Semi-auto flywheeler. And there was really, besides the incisor from the Alien Menace line, there's nothing else. This thing, you can't help but love the Rebel Fearless Fire. This is a 9 out of 10 blaster for me. It is so good. It is so freaking good. From beginning to end, the Fearless Fire is a fantastic blaster. And it's like, they usually command kind of a high price. They were $35 when they came out. the first one I got was years after. And the thing is, every single time you see this, it's like the same kind of similar shape and color scheme to the code breaker bow. So there's so many times I found a code breaker bow and thought from a distance it was a fearless fire. So good. I have a bunch of them now, and I pick them up because they're just my favorite. I think this might be my favorite Rebel. I'm not quite certain on that one. Very good, though. Mini Mischief. Awesome little blaster. To be perfectly honest, these are cool. These are really awesome. It's basically a Balisong Night Finder kind of looking thing. People like these. And I finally have another one. I really like it, too. It folds up into a little boxy shape. It's not great. It's just super fun. I think they're like $10 too. Yeah, $10. I wish we'd get more cool stuff like that, Hasbro. MSA Killer 64, the $5 super chat. Hey, boss man, just want to thank you. Thanks for all the vids over the years. Thank you very much, MSA Killer. And don't worry, we got a lot more coming. Thank you very much for the $5 super chat. Secret Shot. Is there anybody who doesn't love this blaster? I know it's not good, but this is one of the more, like, again, Secret Shot is also something I think Nerf's made a couple different ones. Does anybody not like this? To be honest, like, does anybody not like the Secret Shot? I know it's a purse blaster. I know it's a purse blaster. This is such a fun blaster. Slam fire, 4-shot smart AR. Yeah, it's like you got a 2-finger pump grip on it, but yeah. David says, I don't think it's a briefcase blaster is fun. You're dead inside. Bots and Blaster says, I don't like it. I love it. Nuclear Mix says, I love it. Vesic says, who is this blaster? Seriously, Secret Shots are awesome. I have one of these color schemes in package. It's one of my most precious things. That gem right there is actually how you open up the blaster. It flips open. This is a spring-loaded stock thing. It's so cool. Lots of people have modified these to make them look like med kits. It's awesome. Yeah, somebody said I love Captain Xavier's, and Captain Xavier was like the 40th person to do one. They're a very common mod. I think this was one of the first times, I don't remember who bought it. Somebody found one of these in a Goodwill in either Maine or Rhode Island before it was released. Like we'd never even seen it. Like I found this Nerf blaster. It says copyright 2013 on it. I've never seen it before. What is this? We didn't even know what it was called. Somebody thrifted one of these before it was even released. And I mean like a long time before, like 6 to 8 months, I swear. That was a thing that happened. Yes, Smith, but not quite as commandingly early as that blaster was. Slingback, awful. One of the worst blasters of all time. And Strongheart Bow, it's the same thing as all the other ones. It's a smart AR4. It's the same thing as the Charmed blaster. But those are all the things in Secret Spice. That was only a 2-year run on that line sub-series. Man, this Rebel had a lot of blasters. Holy moly. What else we got here? I love the corner sight. I love the corner sight so much. It's not even the corner gimmick. This grip and this shape, and there's a dart storage thing. This blaster's so fun. It is so much fun. I love this ergonomic design. I tried to mod one of these so hard, but the indirect prime from this top priming grip to the plunger rod and everything. But this is such a, like, if you have too big of hands, I'm sorry, this thing sucks. But for me, it's so svelte. It's so fun. I love this thing. I seriously love the corner side. I have this color scheme, brand new in box, and I'll never open it. I love it way too much. Did it work? Not really. I think the corner fire from Dart Zone was better in every way when it came to the corner gimmick. But man, if that's not one of my favorite designs. Like, Rebel had so many good designs. They just didn't do anything with. Epic Action Bow. Hey, you want to see the worst thing ever? I mean, actually, the Hawkeye bow is actually probably worse than this. This is a freaking string-powered Jolt. I think it was like a $15 blaster. It says 10. I think it was like 15. Like, it's literally a Jolt. You can see the Jolt, but without the trigger, and it's a pullback design. Awful. Walcom, so you have a favorite strife? It's like the Desolator or the Rapid Red. It has to be one of those two as my favorite strife. Pillowhead. Flip side, so this is like a Flip Fury without the frickin' trigger. So this 2-finger trigger right here flips the cylinders like the Flip Fury, but it's a bow. And it's expensive too, 25 bucks. I think it was more expensive than that. Awful. I'm pretty sure I have one of those. Illuminate. This is another messenger that's a little bit more compact and had a LED gimmick that charged glow-in-the-dark darts. This is sick. Just like the Corner Fire, this is such a sick blaster. I only have one of these, and it's the one I had in my original video that I modded. So it's like all chewed up with like K26 inside of it. I'm surprised it even works. Sweet Destiny, another hammer shot. There's also the wild, the 5x5 or something. That was good. Wrote here with a $5 tip. Speaking of big grips, what's the worst blaster with the best grip? Worst blaster with the best grip. Dude, I don't know how to answer that question. You tipped me $5 for it. I picked up, this wasn't a great, I don't know if it was the worst blaster, but I picked up that Adventure Force like side priming clip fed thing. Really nice grip, pretty whack blaster. That's the only thing I can think of off the top of my head. Tribute blaster, this came out in 2016, and it's just the Rebel version of the Triad, and uglier in my opinion. This is a bow I wanted to be good, so I have one brand new in box. I refuse to open it. This is like maybe one of the better bows, but it's like I really love transforming things, like Monster Hunter bow and like something from like Final Fantasy 13. Yeah. It's a good idea. The bow arms, obviously you can see, like the bow arms don't do anything. They literally do, they flip out and lock into place, but the only thing that does anything is this middle part. So as an actual like thing, you hold the grip like this, you can pull it back and lob the thing, and it works fine. But the problem is like the bow arms, the coolest part about the wing speed is it doesn't do anything. Like if those bow arms actually locked into place and pulled the string out, it'd be good. Is the stream disconnect? It says it's fine. Excellent connection. No, we are seriously getting the 704. What is causing that? Man. OG stream watchers will remember the 704 stream disconnects. They happened every day at 704. That was years ago. And it stopped, and then it came back. I think I need to clear like the cache or something on my router. But yeah, unfortunately for the wing speed, really cool idea, but the only part of it that matters is this middle part, and the wings don't do anything. Not horrible using, like it lobbed arrows, but definitely could have been cooler. Then Platinum Bow. This was just an Agent Bow V2. Not great. Oh, wait, no. Was this a... No, it wasn't. First of all, this is a Dude Perfect bow. Second of all, I don't think this blaster ever released. Yeah, is it canceled? Yeah, okay. No, the Platinum Bow was canceled. So this was the Dude Perfect bow, but Rebel, and this was when Rebel was pretty much dead. I think the Combo came out, but which is a completely different blaster. But the Platinum Bow is one that was this, and there was like another Pink Crush or something like that that was supposed to come out that never did. In the AccuStrike line, if I'm not mistaken, which we can go to the AccuStrike line. Because this had the Focus Fire Crossbow, which just like it's another Spectre reshell. So many Spectre reshells. What else we got? I mean, I can't say anything more about that. It's a Spectre reshell. But the True Point. I don't think this blaster ever came out. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think the True Point ever came out. I'm pretty sure it does not exist. The True Point was released in India. There's no freaking way, dude. It's probably impossible to get one. I thought it never actually released. Wow. And the Combo. Yeah. I don't have one of these anymore. I really want another Combo. This is a really cool idea for a blaster. So the top part is a bow, normal pullback release with a 5 AR or a 4 dart smart AR. The bottom not only was the stupid comfortable, the bottom was another 4-shot smart AR, but it was a T-pull and it actually had a trigger, but you could combine them together and it would actually give the bow part an actual catch. So you could pull back both of those and fire them both at the same time. Really cool gimmick. I modded one and it never worked, and I put it in a box and there's no way it will ever go back together. I need a combo, man. This blaster is so ergonomically awesome. I need another one, but I'm pretty sure combos are like really hard to get now. Yeah, $118 on Amazon. If anybody has one they want to send in or they want to sell me for a good price, especially if it's brand new in box, drop a line to the usual address because I need another one. I'd never open it, I don't think, but yeah, that hurts. Combo is a really cool blaster, and I don't think it really got any love whatsoever. And there is the wild, Super Stripes. This was weird. Super Stripes was like mostly just reshells. One like new, like $40 new in box on eBay. Okay, good to know. You got the 5x5, which is another sweet revenge. Never was a big fan of this one. Then you've got the Rapid Glow. This was a retaliator that was super svelte is the word I'm looking for. It was a retaliator with a Rebel Firefly mag. It's just a top prime Springer, just a retaliator, but it had a glow-in-the-dark mag. Not cool, but it's okay. And I've actually never seen a Wild Glam in my life. I didn't even know this was a blaster. It has like the bow arm slot that the Pink Crush had, but it didn't come with the bow arms. That's hilarious. That's Hasbro for you. And there's the Wild Glam set, which is... I've never seen that in my life. This was a Toys R Us exclusive. I'm almost certain this entire Wild Stripes or Super Stripes was Toys R Us exclusive. Yeah, I've never seen this set in my life. That's whack. I bet that's a pretty expensive little set if you have one. At least I think it should be, because I've never even heard of it. So, what is Code Red? I don't remember this at all. We got another Agent Bow. That's a lot of stuff. So it's another Secrets and Spies and the Sweet Mystery. Crap. I've never seen this before. I've never seen this before. Oh, so it came with like a Jolt with a holster? Is that a Jolt holster? Frick. I know it's just a Jolt, but I've never seen this one in my life. Code Red was the marker line. Well, so was Secrets and Spies. I've never seen this before in my life. Crap. Crap. It is a Walmart exclusive. I've seen the Secrets and Spies set. I don't even think it was sold in this country. That has its own. It's a Jolt just like this that says Top Secret on it. I don't have that one. This is one of the only Jolts, but I just found another Jolt I'm missing. I will check my DMs after the stream. I'm sorry. I don't like checking DMs when I'm streaming. I've never heard of the Sweet Mystery before in my life. Unless you think it's like the most important things ever, David, I'm not going to check it right now. We've been through pretty much everything. The last one is Remix, and this is where things are whack. So we got the Improv. I have one of these brand new in package. Never opened it. It's the same blaster before. They had holes on the side of them, and it came with little stud charms that you could lock in. Every time you find one of these things, they never have any of the charms, so it's just a holy Jolt, if you will. But otherwise, it's the same exact design as the other Rebel Jolts. The True Legacy bow. I don't think I've ever seen one of these in person, but you can see it's just another dolphin bow with some more charms on it. Terrible. This is just a double strike, but the duet is a pricey rare blaster. I have 2 of them. Neither of them are in box. That's the word I was looking for, the tripophobia person. This is a pricey blaster. The duet is a pricey blaster. Super comfortable, I would add. Way more comfortable than the double strike. This is, if you wanted a hammer action double shot, like a double strike, this is the best version, I think. I think this is actually better than the one that comes with the Modulus Mediator stock. This is a really good one, but it is stupid rare. There's not a lot of them. Remix only had the 3 blasters. See, it was Toys R Us exclusive, but these are really rare. I knew somebody who had a duet in box, and they would not sell it to me for anything. Hey, Nicholas, nice to see you. Thanks for coming out. I'm doing okay. It's been a pretty good night. Man, so here's the issue. Rebel had a lot of blasters. A lot of them were just clones, reshells, and the ones, here's the agent kit. This is what I was talking about. Oh, no, this is different. No, notice. You see the Jolt with the top secret on it? I don't think this was ever sold in the US. It's a Smith's exclusive. Yeah. So I had no shot of ever getting this set. I've wanted one. I think I saw one on eBay for like 150 bucks. I'm jealous, Nicholas. I need another combo. Guardian crossbow target set, knockout gallery. This was the original way to get that pistol. I do have one of those. Power pair. Oh, it's just the remix of that. Sweet Revenge kit. Oh, that's the original Sweet Revenge. Okay, I don't know. I think that's the only way the Sweet Revenge was ever sold. I've seen this. I've passed this up for like 50, 60 bucks a couple of times. I'm scared to see how much it costs now. I'm really scared to see. Do you know if the new zombie driller is made out of crap plastic? It's the same thing, Henry. It's not great. I'll have a review. I'm hoping for next Friday, because I have a video for Monday, and I'm gonna try to have a video for Wednesday and Friday. They're just fun, Garrett. I like Jolts. They're tiny and they're powerful. The Jolt was literally the thing that got me into Nerf, because like I remember going to the card shop, because I was a pizza delivery guy, and on my way to work, I'd stop at the card shop like every day and buy like 5 or 6 booster packs of like Innistrad and stuff like that. And I remember I kept seeing the Jolt, and like I thought it was like a little air tank one. And back in the day, we thought the air tank ones were dumb, like the Secret Shot ASO1. And I remember finally spending I think it was like a toy store and a tourist trap. So it was like 12 bucks for this Jolt. And I finally just, screw it. It's like 3 packs of Magic. I'm going to buy this Jolt. And I remember putting the dart in there and firing it across the store and going, like, because I've played with Mavericks, Night Finders, long shots, like everything up to that point. I had friends that had little brothers and stuff. Like I never had. I was the youngest. And the Jolt was so much better. Like I know it was only a single shot, but the Jolt was so much more powerful. Like if you get a brand new in box, like, you know, brand new in box Maverick, they hit like 35, 40 FPS maybe. The Jolt will hit like 55, 60. And that was like the thing that got me so excited for Nerf. That was the blaster. And then this had to be like 2010, 2011. It wasn't long after I started buying Nerf blasters, like that following year. And then the year after that was when Nerf Elite started. And that's when things got real. Do you also like the Knockout because it's a bigger Jolt? Yes. Historically, I did a video on the Knockout and I loved it so much. I have one of my first mods for the Knockout. It's got like 300,000 views on YouTube. Most Elite 2.0 shells are polypropylene instead of ABS. I don't know the exact plastic composition, but the driller does feel kind of cheap. I'll say that much. Walcom, do you think the corruptor will be bare plastic on the other side? No, I think it will be hydro dipped. They couldn't do that, right? They couldn't. They couldn't make the corruptor bare on the other side. Ugh. We do need a Mega XL Jolt Blaster Face. That'd be amazing. Hey, Walcom, did you talk about the Barricade being one of your first blasters? That is also another one. The Barricade was the first blaster I remember modding and actively trying to mod, but it wasn't my first. I remember I had my first blaster I had as a kid was a Supermax 1500, the original version, not the updated one. And I remember having the darts and them getting destroyed by the dog pretty much immediately, and they wouldn't buy me more darts. Like, I remember going to, like, we go to Walmart and be like, hey, can we get more Nerf darts? No, it's too expensive. You're just going to lose them. But I still remember using that thing because I liked it. Like, you play toy guns with friends and stuff like that. I always liked the Supermax. I thought it was cool. Then I didn't really do anything Nerf until after, like, basically when I got to college. Walcom, do you think we could get a double barrel sludge fire with trilogy shells? Garrett, I really hope they don't use trilogy shells. Somebody, I don't know who, somebody told me that trilogy shells are better than sludge fire shells in every way. It's like, there's no way. Trilogy shells are garbage. They're inferior to sludge fire shells in every conceivable reality. Do you have a new in-box Supermax 1500? Asked JB72. I do not. Man, that'd be another pretty long video. I say it's pretty long. Most of these blasters are reshells, and most of this, even this list here, is padded with jolts, which I'm pretty sure I have all of these. Yes, Sarge Dog, trilogy shells do suck. Thank you very much for the 200 people that are still watching this live stream. I really do appreciate it. If you don't mind, if you want to support the stream without paying anything, do me a favor. I'm posting a link to Royal Match in the chat. If you download that, it's completely free and it helps out the channel a lot. It's just a way, it's like if you can't donate, if you don't want to, but you still want to support the channel, that's a free way of doing it. I really appreciate it. I guess trilogy shells look okay. I really liked sludge fire shells. I thought those were perfect. There's nothing about, like, I don't know. I thought trilogy shells were, not trilogy, sludge fire shells were way better. So it looks like Rebel died officially in 2018. What came out in 2018? We've got Garbage. I have one of these brand new in box. I don't have one out of box. It's just a 2-shot, I think, right? I think it's a 2-shot. Yeah, $30 like 2-shot Smart AR or something like that. It looks cool. I think I bought one from Ross. So, yeah, it fires 2 darts at once. This is a sick looking blaster, but yeah, pretty terrible. This is, I finally found all the pieces to mine. I wish I would have never opened this blaster. They're pretty rare. I found one of these and I gave it to somebody. I kind of wish I had another one. This is such a freaking wacky, like, toy. Because it's like an action figure, a motorcycle that is a jolt. Good for you, Pentagon. And now enjoy your ban. I've never seen this thing before at all, a Vibranium Strike. It's still more cross-promotional garbage. Holdouts, these things, I have all of these in box. I've never even opened them. The good old blaster rack. Delta Trooper. Okay, so this was like the beginning of the end. Was the Delta Trooper a bad blaster? No. Was it good? The problem is that this thing is just so ugly. I really like the stock when it meshes up with the blaster. I thought that looked good. The stock only really works on the Delta Trooper. This is the worst barrel I think Nerf has ever made. And this big, huge open slot where they had the priming grip is terrible, but did have slam fire. We got the Infinus, which is one of my favorite blasters. The frickin' Scout, the Strife CQ-10, which was only sold overseas and is stupid expensive. I don't have a Sure Strike. I wish I had a Sure Strike. I never bought one because they were only sold on like the East Coast. I don't remember where, but it's like, it's a clear shot. right? But with that cool modulus sight, I never got one. I regret that. AccuTrooper, I do have a Stratohawk now. This is one of the sickest Hasbro releases in my opinion. I thought that was really good. But yeah, it was like the heyday of AccuStrike, and then they completely stopped it. Yeah, we really didn't get a whole lot. So, chat, back me up on this one. I'm fairly certain that most of these attachments are completely unique to this kit, right? I have 2 of these kits. I'm thinking of doing a review or like an overview or something, because it's like you can't buy them anymore. These are pretty rare as far as I know. I think you can still get them for around like $100. Ultimate Customizer Pack. Like, they're pretty expensive. Like, I don't know if you can find one like just for sale, but I was sent 2 of these from American Foam, and I didn't want to open them. They're so precious. But I really want to talk about it because, like, that barrel, this fold-out triple rail thing, this stock, this pinpoint sight is perfect for the Amazon modulus direct long strike, and this mag holder. I think those are all unique attachments you can't get anywhere else. You can get this flashlight somewhere else. Is that a video I need to do? Like, I want to just kind of like open it up, take all the attachments, put all of them on, and put this blaster somewhere to display. Because I have 2 of them. Some people are saying, no, you don't need to do that video since the Undead Slayer. I think it's worth doing a video on, though. I've never touched these attachments, so I have no freaking clue. Precast asks if I have a custom keyboard. This is my keyboard. It's the, I forget what this is called. I got the little screen on it. It's got brick from Pizza Tower on it. But I don't say custom. I think it's like a $100 keyboard. It's very nice. My $40 Black Widow Elite that I used died on me, so I'm still using the wrist rest from it. But yeah, I'm using this keyboard now. And I love it. It's great. I honestly really like this keyboard. Trying to remember what brand it is. It's very good. I'm thinking of doing a video on one of these. You need to do the Ultimate Customizer tag back. The Nerf channel says maybe you should. Do it, says Palpatine Bots. I might do that video sometime soon because it's something I actively want to experience because I've never opened one. But I know they're rare. That's the problem. But I have 2 of them. So maybe I'll do the video and then I'll put the complete blaster somewhere and have it as a, what do you want to call it, a display piece. Because, man, talk about tactical. What a freaking, like, where was this? Like, I don't know where these were even sold. I know people got them from, like, Ollie's. That's how American Foam got them. Is it Walmart? Oh! Is it because it was $100? Is seriously a $100 blaster? Vulcan with a $10 super chat. Go ahead and do it if you want to do it. I kind of want to. I want to know how people think about, you know, opening up a precious rare blaster. Man, $100. No wonder. Jeez. $100. Wish we could still do $100 blasters. That is true, Blasterface. Like, besides, like, Worker and stuff like that, I don't think there's been really that many expensive releases. They must really not perform well shelf-wise. Oh my god. I forgot about... You always forget Nerf Nitro existed. Please don't open it, JB72. But I have 2 whole sets. You know what I mean? Like, the Strife X is over $100. Yeah, but that wasn't ever sold on store shelves, Dorian. And, yeah. I still want to build, I have probably 6 or 7 mags now for the, oh my god, there's so much stuff in here. Yeah, I have one of these. I have the guitar too, but that was like before Nerf had it. And I don't have one of these. I've never even seen the Lion Fire Morpher, but I do have that blaster. Fuck, I forget what I was talking about. But I completely, the flywheeler of this set, I want it like so I could shoot foam cars at people. I want to mod one of those. What was the last $100 blaster hit ourselves? Percy's probably a good idea. The hydro cannon had 45-degree shields. Oh yeah, do I even have one of those? I wonder. I have a couple hydro cannons, but I don't think I have a hydro cannon shield. Oh god, we should really talk about Nerf Super Soaker. Look at, like, you look at this. Oh, Super Soaker, an unofficial name for a series of Nerf branded Super Soakers that began in 2014. Alpha Fire, it's okay. Barrage, garbage. Double Drench, garbage. Flash Blast, actually freaking horrible. But for some reason, also like the best cat what's the word? Starts with a D. Like this is what I use to spray the cats. They have learned to fear that. It's okay. I wouldn't recommend getting one, but I actually really like super comfortable. Dispeller, disciplinary aid. Dissuader, I think is the word I was looking for. This is a super comfortable, and it was like a Springer Super Soaker. Freaking wacky. So this is okay. Freeze Fire, garbage. Hydrostorm. This is an electronic one. I've actually never seen a Hydrostorm. I've seen the smaller versions. Honestly, probably not good if it's anything like the other electronic ones, but I'll give it an okay, maybe. Microburst, super powerful for what it is, still garbage. Scatterblast. The problem with Scatterblast is that, like, it looks so cool, and these things have like a pretty good air tank inside of them. But no, it's not very good. That's like that one was re-released, but Shockwave. So again, this was one of the mag-fed ones. No trigger. So it's okay. I will give it an okay. Garbage. Look at this. Garbage. Tidal Strike Crossbow. Garbage. Zip Fire. Floodfire. Garbage. Microburst 2. Garbage. Tidal Torpedo. Only reason you want one of these is for the arrows. That's it. That's the only reason you'd ever pick one of those up. Washout, garbage. Bottle Blitz, garbage. Breach Blast, garbage. Scatter Strike, kind of a cool shell, but garbage. Absolute trash. Tidal Torpedo Bow. Again, the only reason you picked these things up was for the arrows. Garbage. Dartfire, rad as hell, but I don't think anybody's ever actually fired like the Super Soaker part out of these. But honestly, when it comes to like the double action trigger, 5 darts, yeah, it's actually really good. So that's awesome. I love the dart fire. Floodinator, garbage. Freeze Fire 2.0, garbage. Hover Flood. What is this trash, Hasbro? What is this garbage? All of these things are trash for like like the Soakzuka's kind of cool. I think I played with one once, but it's still bad. The problem with like most of these Super Soakers is they're like $15-20 max. Splashmouth, garbage. Twin Tide, garbage. Barracuda, garbage. Hydra, also pretty okay. I have played with one of these. It's okay. Piranha. Actually, I'm sure it's garbage, but it's still kind of cool looking. That grip looks awful, though. Then we got, like, then when they rebirthed these and put lead paint in the stickers. Horrible. Here's, like, the 2.0. These are the ones probably after they fixed the lead paint issues. Kind of cool that they brought back, like, the original stuff. Dude, I've seen these things. I thought it was broken when I found one of these in Goodwill. It's like, so you can, when you pump it, like, the little hoses go, hee! Trash! Why are all of these so bad? Who the hell is buying the Super Soaker Rainstorm? Why do they? Who is buying this garbage? Who? The Robo trash. The Stormball Sling and Soak. God! The Stormball Wrist Rocket. The Torrent. Look at this trash. It's like full average retail price, $5. It's garbage. The Twister. Look at this garbage landfill waste of plastic. Hasbro. Nobody. No. If you were, I'm gonna freaking prove this right now. Like, I know there are going to be people who are going to say yes. Nobody's buying this trash. Nobody. Nobody cares. What is that? I've never seen whatever this, like, jet ski looking thing is before. That's nuts. Like, look at this, a tidal tube. All this garbage is all awful. Trash. Nobody is buying these. What is Super Soaker Extreme? Oh, this was the MagFed stuff. So it's cool because they were drum fed, but it's like it's still the same thing. Like there's no trigger, it's just pump because they were not paying licensing fees for the original Super Soaker design. Same thing with like the switch shot here. Like this was, dude, that's stock. Switch shot and the thunder. I'm trying to look for the thunder shot. It wasn't even in here. That stock is legendary. It's so legendary that Worker unabashedly cloned the entire stock and resold it. And they probably made a ton of money because Nerf refused, like absolutely refused to redo those things. I've never seen this before. I've never seen, that's actually kind of rad. So it's like a vest that holds water that connects to the magazine compartment. That's cool. Kind of want one of those. I've never seen that before. Where is it H2O Ops? No. So these were okay. Notice they have triggers and pumps. These were actually, people got kind of excited because they couldn't really work for dart blasters. I don't think anybody, but they were okay Super Soakers. But this was the last time they did it. Like, oh man, that looks uncomfortable as heck. Where is the original, like, because there was more than that in terms of the MagFed ones. At least I'm pretty sure there was. I bought most of them at Toys R Us. Like, that's why I can say, like, the Shockwave. Is it a good Super Soaker? It's okay. Is it worth buying? No. But I actually remember picking one of these things up after the Flash Blast. I picked one of these up, and I bought spare mags and everything. And I remember, yeah, where's the Lightning Strike? Yeah, where are those? Am I dumb? Help me out here, chat. I did not see the thunder shot. You know what I mean? The little tiny one, the little tiny electric soakers, the lightning storm. Yeah. There's also like the thunderstorm though. Those are little pocket electronic soakers. I don't see them. Maybe I have to go to 2014. Was it really 2014? Scroll down through here. Am I stupid? Electrostorm. Thank you, Smith. Motorized. So here's the thunderstorm. Okay. Yeah, I thought like 2014 is really all like last to be having these, but these things are sick. I bought 2 of these. Like, they didn't fire that well. Don't get me wrong. But I remember having so much freaking fun with these. So much fun. I saved, I'm pretty sure I saved my friend's parents' house. His dad, I mean, this is a North American 4th of July. Bear with me. His dad tried to shoot a mortar using a paper towel tube. It worked exactly how you think, as in it tipped over and just exploded. But it caught a big palm grass thing on fire, and I was blitzed. This was like my first, like, my first of age 4th of July. And I remember we stopped at like Toys R Us on the way there, and I picked up 2 of these for like $60. So I was like walking around the neighborhood spraying out like I was drunk, spraying out all the old fireworks. And I remember like being like a block away with 2 of these things walking around patrolling the neighborhood. And like them, like I heard the explosion. I went, oh, that's funny. And I remember my friend just yelling because all of a sudden the palm grass caught on fire right in front of their house, and little fat kids sprinting and running up and just dual wheeled spraying out that fire with the thunderstorm, 2 of them. Honestly, like I have a real soft spot for those ones. So yeah, here's the Electrostorm. These are cool as heck, man. Like a little tiny, like PDW electronic, like again, they didn't fire very well, but I thought these were okay. And here's the original Lightning Storm with the Thunderbolt stock. I don't think I have that shield. Same thing as what I just looked at. Obviously Thunderstorm, Lightning Storm, but big old drum and that super comfortable stock. That was the thing. Like, yeah.
NERF, the Super Soaker Storm series.
Sorry. I hope that didn't just kill your eardrums. Like, these were literally made for dual wielding. Like, this is the last time Super Soakers were good from NERF. I'm sorry, bots. I'm sorry, but for some reason, the audio is so much louder than what I actually hear in my headphones. Like, this was, like, I'm not saying these were anything compared to CPS Super Soakers. I'm just saying these were cool. This was the last time Super Soakers were good. That was the last time. They've been garbage since like 2011, 2012. Let's see, Super Soaker products released in 2012. Battle Shield Assault Bunker. I've never seen that before. That's awful. Microburst. It's okay. The funniest part about the Microburst is you got like 3 pumps off this thing and then it was empty. It's hilarious. And yeah, those. Man, I've never seen that blaster before in my life. I've never seen this blaster before in my life. Chat. I've never seen this blaster before. Like, maybe I've seen one without the attachments. The 8-dart blaster is a slide action blaster with an 8-dart turret, which auto advances. It features 2 NERF style tactical rails where the included scope and ammo rail are meant to be attached. I've never seen... What is that rocket? Dude, like, so I'm pretty sure I've seen this. I've never seen this. What am I looking at? Huh. Is it a hamp? I have no idea. I kind of want one now. Oh, was that on the store shelf next to it? Was that... Yeah, it's a hamp. Grenade launcher dart rail holds up to 8 foam darts. But I think on the shelf next to it, I have that. I have one of those in package. It's sitting on my set. But yeah, I've never seen that before. That is so wacky. Like, that's very rare. I've like, you'd imagine finding one of those like by itself and being like, what the heck is that? It's like, I've seen... Have I seen this? Darts and discs. Okay. Dude, that looks sweet as heck. Wacky. No, I've never seen one of those until today either. Like, I've seen the Turbo Advance. Camp Murray with a $2.79 Canadian dollar due super chat. The old Super Soakers tag stuff was pretty cool. I agree, Cam. I agree. Thank you very much for the super chat. Like, I've seen all these other blasters. These two I've never seen before. Have all these. Have those. God, I just found another. I was digging through a box and I found a white-barreled Panther. Frick. I have a bipod or tripod. I don't have the Overlord itself. This was Buzzbee's answer to the Vulcan. Man, very upset that I do not have an Overlord. The Power Strike 48 is wild. There's an interesting patent on it. Is there? I have Power Strike 48s. I also have the Power Strike, I think it was David and I found it, and I think I posted it, and then we bought both of them. It was like, I didn't even have the money at the time. I think I had to borrow money from my wife to buy it. But I have a Power Strike 24, which kind of looks like the Halo Assault Rifle. Your item was lost in shipping. Yeah, Dizzy, I literally have one of those on the floor in front of my desk. There's 2 versions of that one, but I did, it was in the Tag Back movie. Yeah, here's the Quickfire Power Strike 24. I remember seeing this and wanting one so badly, and I never saw it anywhere. And then it showed up on Amazon, and I opened it up, did the video, put it back in the packaging, and put it on the shelf, and that was it. These gotta be stupid rare. There's 2 people in the 200 people watching right now that own one of these. I guarantee it. So rare. There's a couple of blasters I own that are just legendary. This is one of them. I have a set of this. Not only do I have 2 sets open, but I have 1 set still sealed. Triple barrel grapnel, one of these for so long. Trigger Happy's Dart Blaster. Definitely have, I think, 2 of those. Pretty, these were Skylanders tie-ins. Toys R Us ad from some other country. That you get Air Blasters. And then, Nerf Elite, Tag Back, and Elite. You can get all this stuff on shelves at the same time. That's not confusing at all. You got the Long Strike from like 2008, 2009, next to the Rampage, next to the Hailfire, next to the Swarmfire, next to the Long Shot, next to the Praxis, all of the, and Dart, yeah, all on store shelves at the same time. Yep. I don't own a Power Strike 24 or 48, but there's so many water blasters that stole the Power Strike 48. So I've seen that, yeah. Which year is this? 2014? Yeah. What a wacky year. No, it's 2012. I don't have one of these. I remember seeing this on store shelves. I think I mentioned it in my video. It's like, it's just a Fury Fire with this weird attachment on it. It's this Ninja Commando blaster scope. I bet you that's worth its weight in gold. Probably a Toys R Us exclusive, because that's where I remember seeing it. Man. This stuff, I don't remember which one of these. I think it was this set. I bought this set. I never understood, because you watched the commercials and like didn't like how does this work, right? Like Fire Vision, there's going to be a... Oh, there is no commercial. The commercials made this look so much cooler than it actually was. In reality, those are just red LEDs that sit above your eyes and don't do anything. I believe I bought this exact set for $2 off Amazon on clearance. And yeah, these are horrible. These are so awful. Like, I guess Hasbro's always been freaking dumb. But also, here's the Fire Vision bat. So you can play baseball at night. They didn't work at all. It was just reflective. It was the reflective tape on the disc that just reflected everything, because those are, I forget what that's called. It's stuff, same stuff they use in like signs, like road signs and stuff like that. It's like prismatic. These little LEDs did not do crap. Really? Homely has fond visions of the... I thought it was so stupid. It's literally just two LEDs on a visor that you put on your head, and it vaguely reflected. Like, maybe did that light up itself? Or was it, like, they made this look so cool, but in reality, it was just tape. Retro-reflective. Thank you, Matthew. I thought these were stupid. I was so disappointed. Pretty sure I still have a set of these somewhere. That's cool that Homely has a fond memory of this stuff, because I sure as freak didn't. Maybe I'm an idiot, but it's fun. The items... No, I mean, if you liked something, I'm not going to call you an idiot. I just remember it being stupid. But this was the set I had, and I remember, like, going outside and, like, turning it on. Like, I'm got to be missing something. I remember throwing it down the street, and after, like, 20 feet, it was gone. And I was like, well, that's fun. It's like, yeah. Hey, Chad, do you want to go play Frisbee at night in the middle of the street? And we can only see the Frisbee when it's about to nail us in the face. It's so dumb. Glad you have fond memories of it. Koosh Galaxy. One of the best blasters ever made. Legit. I'm not even fooling you. I was so happy when I got my hands on one of those. I forget who sent me one. I think it was Buff Daddy. So good. And then I think after that, everybody was sending me. I got like 6 of these in the mail. I kid you not. I got so many of these. But the best one by far was the Space Agent, in my opinion. The rest of these looked awful. That'd be cool to have, though. Koosh still around? I think Koosh is pretty much dead now. Angry Birds Star Wars Koosh blasters. Well, that's a thing that I could go the rest of my life without seeing. The Jedi slingshot, huh? Hasbro. Was there anything after that? Including the unreleased Stormtrooper style blaster. Oh, that just takes me to that wiki. That's kind of cool. You'd mess with that. Surprised they never released it. The series is intended to have a second wave of blasters. The Galactagon? That's right. I remember wanting this thing. Yep, never came out. And what's the Comet Hunter? Well, that's just lame. This is sick, though. That's so cool. Unreleased. That was sick. I would genuinely want one of those. What a line. Honestly, the only blaster I think you actually should even look out for. If you find one of these Space Agent blasters thrifting, pick one up. They're so much fun. It's got like an internal 3-round mag. It actually has a trigger and a pullback. Oh, Blast Cool Curve Shot. See, I don't even remember that. I think I did a whole video and I never said anything about the curve shot. The fact of the matter was, it's just a cool blaster. Koosh Ball Chain. Yeah, that was a thing that they never released. Man, so many cool things. So this is the start of NERF Elite right here, if I'm not mistaken. First year, Stockade, Retaliator, Rampage, Hailfire. So reshell. But here's the thing, right? Like, I think these were released like November, December of 2012. And these were released like January, February of 2013. Well, at least these two. And the Strong Arm. Where the hell is the Strong Arm? Yeah. I remember this, like the Strife, the Strong Arm, the Triad, the Fire Strike. Those were all on shelves. And the Raven. I remember finding it. Then later we got the Rapid Strike. We got the Spectre. We got the... I feel like there was another one of these that was released. But if I'm not mistaken, these two sets were released very close to each other. Several other blasters released in 2012. I could see that, Dorian. I could see that. But I remember going to Toys R Us and finding pretty much everything, including like the rough cut. But the Rapid Strike definitely came out later. This was a summer blaster, if I'm not mistaken. I remember I bought the Rapid Strike and I stopped by Radio Shack on my way home and bought like a NiCad battery and a soldering iron, and I modded the Rapid Strike before I even put C-cell batteries in it. You know, as much as you can mod a Rapid Strike by soldering a Dean's connector to the original battery tray. Yeah. That's like the first electrical mod I ever did. I can't believe the Cam ECS-12 was 2014. That seems way too early. Rhino Fire. Did we seriously get the Cam ECS-12 and the Rhino Fire in the same year? Man, that first year of Elite was just mind-blowing. Well, you should stop by more often, Laura. What the heck? Ugh. The Galactagon did come out? Apparently it didn't, Dizzy. I've never seen one. Oh. I think we're just about, was it almost 8? Yeah, I think we're going to stop in here in a couple of minutes. I've been sitting for way too long and I got stuff I got to do. Is gas blowback nerf possible? Is it possible? Sure. Is it worth doing? No. There are a few Galactagons on eBay. Are there really? Koosh Galactagon. Koosh. Let me see if I can find one. I can't remember how to... Yeah, there is. Wow. Why did it say it was unreleased? I've never seen one. Now I freaking want one. I'd almost buy that. I just don't want to spend $30-something on it. That's cool as heck. Isn't it awesome looking? I think the Koosh Galactagon looked cool. I really do. I don't know how I wound up on Koosh. It doesn't seem to be in this. Oh, there it is. Koosh Galaxy. Why did it say it was unreleased? Yeah, I see one, like, literally the package is open and everything on eBay. One Captain Koosh Faceball. Are you joking? It had that stupid Koosh guy as a ball. That's awesome. Man. Hey, bots, bite the bullet. Pick up one of these Galacticons or something. I don't want to spend $30 on that. Man, there's like, yeah, no, there is a couple of them. Oh, $38 shipping from United Kingdom. It must have been sold overseas then. And one's being sold from Rhode Island, which is like where Hasbro is. I kind of want to buy it. I just don't want to spend $35. Walcom, how many darts would you estimate you lose every year? Too many, Mr. Chicken. Too many. Hey, Walcom, I modded the X-Shot Micro to take and catch K26. Took hours just sand a perfect size to the spring hole. Once I fired, it blew up in my hands. Yeah, that sounds about right. Even if you got it to catch, it would just destroy itself. Well, Laura, the good news is I live stream every Saturday night starting at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So, where's the rat? Where is the rat? What happened to the rat? Did I hide him? Where's our rat? There's our rat. Sorry about that. He's right there. He's vibing. I accidentally hit him. And no, a couple of people did like Super Soaker 2014 through 2024, but yeah, I want to do a whole video just complaining about Super Soakers. I hate them so much. Austin Christmas with the $2 super chat money for Koosh. The problem with that is, like, first of all, YouTube's going to take 30% of that, Austin. Second of all, it won't be here for 2 months. You got to actually use the donation button, or it's in the description. I have a link in the description for all that, but I wouldn't worry about it. Like I said, I don't want to really exactly waste money. I kind of want one. It would be a fun video. I'll think about it. If it's still there later, maybe I'll pick one up. Hey, Walcom, can we talk about End Strike next stream? Maybe. I don't really plan these things out too well, as you can probably see. Just got the Worker Nightingale. Pretty disappointed about how inconsistent. What's inconsistent about it, Let's Fling Foam? I'll give you a couple of minutes. We can talk about it. I'm manually using max darts, but it does the same with Gen 3. So what do you mean by it's inconsistent? Like velocity-wise? What do you think about Hasbro's greatest opponent, Space Gun toy in Japan? I mean, flywheelers are gonna be kind of inconsistent, but you shouldn't be having like massive inconsistencies. You might have plus or minus like 20, 30 FPS, but you're not gonna have massive inconsistencies. Most of the time, inconsistencies are caused by you using worn darts. You could change the FPS on the Nightingale based on how fast you pull the trigger. Good to know. You really need to use the latest gen worker darts at the Nightingale. Do the dart length in the mags. Interesting. Hey, Walcom, I know you have the Red Strike Vulcan and Longshot. Do you have a Recon? I do have a Recon. I don't have a complete one, but I do have a Recon. And I have, like, I think the barrel and maybe the top sight. I don't have the light and I don't have the stock. What is the most expensive blaster I own? Too many. I don't actually know what the most expensive blaster I own is. All right. I'm just getting bombarded with questions, so I think that's a great time for me to decide to turn things down. What a massively successful stream. I hope you guys had fun. I had fun. For considering I never plan any of this stuff, I think we had a good time. We topped out at almost 300 viewers, which is freaking nuts for a Saturday night live stream about foam dart blasters. Thank you, seriously. And once again, if you are feeling generous, I cannot ask you enough. I know this is a lot, but please, if you can, click on that link, download Royal Match for me. I would really appreciate it. I am like 97% sure that this website that tracks those clicks is not counting 90% of them, because I feel like during this stream, more than 4 people downloaded the game. But again, if like half the people watching downloaded the game, it should max out that thing for me. So if you're feeling generous, please do click on that link, download Royal Match. It is a pretty okay game. If you like Match 3 games, you will like Royal Match. It's very inoffensive. It drip feeds you a lot of mechanics and content. It has thousands of levels, and I honestly don't even know how they make money off of it, because I couldn't even figure out how to give it money if I wanted to. You can play the entire game offline, so that's the good reason for it. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much, Plane Car. How aggressive? It has none. I think you could buy lives if you don't want to wait, but yeah, I don't even know how I never ran out of lives. I got to like level like 50 something. I saw you mod that Demolisher, and I'm not modding that Demolisher. There's no way, Prime. Yeah. No, Royal Match is honestly like very fair from what I've seen so far. So please, give the game a shot. It'd mean a lot to me. It's a good way to support the channel without paying anything other than a little bit of bandwidth. And again, you can play it offline, so have fun. Anyway, I think we're just about good, because I am... Which one of these is like... Which one of... Oh, internet capture. There we go. Make me grow again. Oh, God. Come on. There we go. I had fun. I don't know about you. Isn't Royal Match the game that uses a lot of misleading ads? No, it has the Nightmare segments, which are like bonus levels that have like the, you know, save the king before he drowns and stuff like that. They're in the game. Those are the ones that are actually kind of difficult. I think I failed one of those. When's your AFX reviews coming? What? AFX reviews? Make my monster grow! Oh, Nexus X? I don't have them. And if Dart Zone doesn't send them to me, which they probably won't for some insane reason, can somebody explain to me why Dart Zone constantly snubs me? I do not understand it in this, like last summer, they literally sponsored a video. And I was like, oh, yeah, sure. Well, let's do that. I wasn't going to buy a Mark, what was it? The Mark IV. I wasn't going to buy one. But they're like, hey, can we send you a Mark IV to do a video and also sponsor you to do a mod video? And I was like, yeah, problem. They sent it to me like a month after everybody else had already gotten one. I was sitting there before that. Like, why have they not sent me one? I bought the solo. What's my solo has pretty decent views, I'm pretty sure. Dart Zone solo. It's got 53,000 views. Like, that's pretty good, I would think. And they didn't pay me for that video. They didn't even send me the blaster. Like, I just don't understand why they constantly snub me. You would, like, I bought the Dart Zone bearing scar kit, and I will be doing a video on that, but they didn't, like, you'd think, like, oh, it's for sale on their website. You would think 2-3 weeks ago they would have emailed me, like, hey, you want to do a video on this? They don't have to pay me. They could just offer. I specifically, twice, for the Gelfire Stratus, the minigun, and what was it? What's it called? Gel Strike Stratus. They never sent me one, and I legitimately wanted to do a video on it. I was so disappointed. I really want one, and they never sent it to me. Hydro Strike. Yeah, I heard they're all being discontinued now. I really want to get one before they disappear. I don't have the $100-something laying around to get one. I should talk to Buff Daddy, because I know he had one, so hopefully he kept it. Buff Daddy is really good about being the... Oh my god, it's $58 online. Oh, but it's out of stock. It's out of stock. So they cleared out at $58, and I never got one. So I can't get one. I literally cannot buy one now. You have any idea how pissed I am about that? I wanted a Stratus, and I never saw them near me, and now they're out of stock everywhere. If you have one, and you're willing to, like, part with it, hold on to it for me. Very disappointed with Dart Zone on that one, or Primetime Toys. I really want one. I don't know why they never sent me one. I really don't. Like, I don't feel like, yeah, send me a thing to do a video on. And they never did. Oh my God, I'm looking online. All the stuff on Walmart, like Gel Blaster wise, is like deep discount. yeah, you get Splatterball Blaster for $14. Yeah. I just don't understand. I don't know. I don't know why, like, I try with these companies. I don't know why they, like, there's very rarely a time that I've absolutely wanted a product from a company and they've ever actually sent me it. Most of the time I get offered, it's like, yeah, you want to do a video on this thing you weren't planning on doing a video on? It's like, sure. Yeah, Robin, there's a new blaster in the zombie line, but it's terrible. Well, it's not terrible, but that was also, we talked about that hours ago. Either Gel Bubble is popping or they're getting ready to stock new products. I mean, the Stratus didn't last. I know they had like a Kratos or something. I didn't care at all for those. I wanted a Stratus so bad. I want to mod a Stratus to be a Splatoon heavy splatling. All right. Well, thank you very much, everybody. Like I said, if you're feeling nice, please download Royal Match. It would help mean a lot. Other than that, I think this is a pretty good stream. I hope you had fun. We will be back next weekend with another stream thing every Saturday night, starting at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Tomorrow, I will have Zach over, and we will hopefully be building and filming a video of something that honestly doesn't touch YouTube all that often. It's a very old school mod. Should be fun. I'm hoping that works out. So, thank you very much, everybody. Have a great night. I'll leave you with the rest of whatever these chill guitar beats are. But thank you. Have a good night.